We all good? We all live? We all
Welcome everyone.
How's it going? Yo, actual banger to start the stream. Actual banger. Guys, what do we think of this song off the cuff? Do we like this song?
No, we don't.
Your
We do not.
Your favourite
like
YouTuber uses this song in his intros, so don't get on to us. So, guys, how's it going?
Guys, welcome in to episode 8 of the I Boozy You podcast. As you guys can see, and I can see a lot of people are already excited. We've got the big man, probably the biggest grinder on Twitch. I would say, in this side of the pond. We've got Oscar, Pogoscar. What's up, man? How's it going?
Hello, I'm okay. How are you guys?
Yeah, we are good, man. Happy to have you here. Thanks for coming on, first and foremost.
Of course, dude.
Thomas, you wanna hit him with a disclaimer real quick? I know what you love doing this.
I don't love doing this. This is your fault, but we're not gonna go into that now. Guys, I Booze You, episode 8. So, premise of the podcast, obviously, we like to have a little drink, and just get to know our guests. But however, it's all banter. It's solely for entertainment purposes. We do not advocate the overconsumption or abuse of alcohol, and we do not promote binge drinking. All guests have the choice whether they wish to consume alcohol or not, and it is their responsibility, not ours, to drink responsibly. And with that being said, Josh, I believe we've got some little pogo highlights to go through. Do you wanna take it away on the pogo front?
Oh, guys, get through the Monday crap first. We can get into the interviews. So, this Saturday, we've got Mega Garchomp Raid Day, which is going to be hype. I'm quite excited for that. Well, I think everyone is, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What else is this Saturday, though?
It is my birthday this Saturday.
It is.
Big age of 29. I don't know why we had to bring that up.
And no one cares. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Toxic, man. Okay. Toxic, man. Co-host, by the way. But yeah, guys, Mega Garchomp Day. Going to run 2 till 5 local time. You get 5 free passes. There's going to be an option, I believe, to buy like a time research. You'll get like 8 more free. Yeah. It's going to be a good time. Get out there, go play, man.
I saw a thing on like a Japanese player's Twitter account that said apparently there's like Mega Garchomp's just going to be in like raids afterwards, like after Virizion. Is that true?
Yeah, I believe so, right?
That's so pointless. Why are we getting this Mega Raid Day then if it's just coming back?
I don't know, man. It's just my antic thing at this point, right?
I'm in one of those moods where I'm just gonna like shit on like everything that's
everything
positive in the world.
There you go. That is what we like to see, man.
I'm not using like this.
What other Monday news we got? We got the Community Day Classic.
We do, yes.
It's gonna be Mareep, right?
I feel like the only person in community that's happy for this is Fleece King. Everyone else is just like, it's mid.
Yeah, true. And then they obviously released the dates for next season as well. Yes, I haven't personally seen them.
I can go on the thing now. I remember some of them because I've put them in my calendar. Obviously, you've got Mareep that's coming up on... You're a fucking nerd. On the 25th, so that's for this season. We've got the Community Day catch-up that we usually do, so the last 2 years' worth of Community Days will be on the 16th and 17th of December. We know that much. As far as what everything else is, we have no idea, but the dates are pretty much... It seems like every week almost. It's like January the 6th, then 2 weeks later there's a Com Day Classic, then 2 weeks later there's a Com Day, and then they've released dates for some other events, which I have no idea what any of them are, except for Saturday, Sunday, January the 27th, 28th. Not only is the same date as Liverpool Regional, but I reckon that's when Go Battle Weekend is. And if so, that's gonna be very annoying, clashing with a big regional. But that aside, I'm quite excited for the other events.
Yeah, they do have that. And then the only other sort of big thing now is that the Pokemon Play tournaments are going to be more local organised in Europe, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to go to play Pokemon events in certain shops, right?
Yeah, there's a few like in the UK. I've seen like if you change the parameters and stuff on the Play Pokemon event finder, there's some like in France. I know that like Susie, shout out to Susie, one of the judges on Play Pokemon, she's going to be doing some around like Italy. And as far as like the UK goes, I think like Ipswich, there's due to be some in their Geek Retreat, and Greek Retreat. That'd be a new one. No, I'm too busy thinking of the football video we watched earlier of Greece winning the Euros. But no, and then there's going to be some around like Tunbridge Wells, maybe some around London as well. So it should be pretty good. It should be good. I'm excited. But yeah, guys, just look on your map locally and see what's near you.
Yeah. Right, I think that's all the mundane shit done with, right? We can get into the good stuff.
We can.
So, yeah, okay. So, Oscar, man, where do we start, man? Where do we start?
Wherever you like.
Okay, so, to be fair, this one I'm quite interested in. So, you are originally from America, right?
I'm half British and half American, yeah.
Okay, so you were originally born where?
London, actually.
Oh, you were born...
London boy!
Then your accent is well and truly fucking me up.
What end you from?
Yeah, I know, it's a confusing identity.
So whereabouts in London are you from?
I don't know, actually. I was just born in a hospital there.
He's got up somewhere. You don't want
He's got up. He knows someone's after him somewhere.
No, it's not like that. I was just born there, but I've lived in France basically my whole life. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask. So how did you end up in France? Because like I was always under the impression that you were from America, like always. So because that's quite like a big change. That's why your accent like throws me off, because you've got a very like Americanized accent, I would say.
Yeah, it's a long story. So my parents used to have a restaurant in London. Right. It's called do you know Museum Street? Like near the museum? Okay. Well, they had a restaurant there. It was called the Museum Street Cafe, and it was great. And they had it for like 10 years, and it was cool, but being a chef is like really exhausting. So after 10 years, they took a sabbatical year and then went to France. And they were staying like near where my grandparents are. Right. They've always been in France. And and then they had me, and then they just kind of stayed there for longer. And they just went back to London for my birth because my mom didn't want to deal with like French hospitals. So
that makes sense.
How old are you now, Oscar, if you don't mind us asking?
I'm 22 years old. Yeah.
Just a baby, man. Just a baby, man.
I say that I'm only like 4 years older. It's just Justin's old as fuck.
Yeah, it's just me, like, it's old. So
yes, my grandfather's.
Yeah. So okay, so your parents had it in London. So did they do the same sort of thing in France as well?
No, actually, I think they were kind of done with the restaurant life after that. So my dad became a translator, and my mom is an English teacher, and she has a ceramics store. So
that's a random mix.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. It is pretty. Yeah. Everything about me is pretty random. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then, if you say that, so what is the job that you do? What do you do?
Okay, so every time people ask me a question, it's like a long story.
I love this, to be fair. Nothing's a straight answer, and that's so me. There's always another story. I love it. Multifaceted.
Yeah.
We do love that.
Okay. So I was a student. I was studying IT. But I stopped doing that in 2022, so I really didn't like it. And since then, I've been doing streaming on Twitch, which obviously isn't the same thing as like a 9 to 5, but
it can be though. It can be.
It can be, yeah. I mean, my streams are a bit different from like the standard stream. Some people, they go live for like 11 hours, and multiple times they'll like, they'll go away from the stream and to like go eat or whatever, and it's pretty laid back throughout the entirety of the thing. My stream, it's usually only for like 3 hours, sometimes a bit longer, but I'm endlessly talking the whole time, and it's very like ADHD.
Yeah, that's good though. You have to think about people's attention spans. No one's got the attention span for 11 hours. Some people don't even have it for free.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's quite funny, sir, because so normally when we have a guest, we normally write up some notes, like talking points, and that actually leads us perfectly into our next one. So obviously, you stream on Twitch. And to be fair, you have, I would say you have a really big following. I would say the only person who does PvE maybe bigger than you is Fleece King. I would personally say.
For sure. Well, Fleece King is like, well, he's kind of like king of Pogo on
Right,
Twitch because
exactly. But
he's been doing it for so long and like.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knew him on Twitter before he started, and it was the same with me. But like, he's just like, he's probably the person on Twitter that gets the most engagement, like in the Pogo community. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
But,
and he's done collabs with Mystic Seven and Pokedaxi and stuff.
Did you see he got his TikTok account back?
Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, good for him. That was
So
crazy.
I guess that kind of what I wanted to lead into is normally the Pokemon Go section on Twitch is PvP, right? Like so PvE streamers are, I would say, few and far between. A lot of people that start it really don't stick it out.
Yeah.
So like
King does PvP now. It's like a Mind Joke used to be a big grinder. Now his is just PvP. Like there's so many have just made that transition.
I don't think he ever streamed PvE though. Like
King?
A lot of people they just no, a Mind Joke.
Oh, to be fair,
I doubt. I don't think so.
Yeah. So have you ever tried to do like a PvP stream, or is it strictly PvE for you?
It's strictly PvE for me.
Right.
I'm quite competitive. Before we went live, Josh was saying that he used to be very competitive with like some PC games, and I also used to do that with Minecraft. Right. I know everyone thinks Minecraft's this like goofy kid sandbox game, but
actually, I've seen the money that Vicstar's made from Minecraft, and it's like
I used to be very competitive with that, but I would. Honestly, I would like totally lose my mind when I would lose, and get very angry, and so and so sometimes it happens on Twitch, but not super often. Which is why I like Pokemon Go so much because it's so relaxing. But GBL is not relaxing.
No, it's not.
And season 1, I remember like I wanted to hit Legend because I wanted the pose. But it was unhealthy because I hated the process. I just wanted the pose. That was all I wanted. By the way, I wouldn't recommend playing GBL just for the pose. Like it's
a big FOMO thing for a lot of like people that play this. It's a collector's game at the end of the day, and for those that take it one step further and are like completionists, if they're not able to get a pose for that season, doesn't matter if they get every other pose for every other season. They can't call themselves a completionist because they've missed something and they're never going to get it.
Yeah.
And that will upset people. And like you said, they don't want to put themselves through that process.
I don't think there's that many people in that boat that I must complete everything. But I can see how that would.
Well, the thing is, it's not possible in this game. Like, there's not enough hours in the day to go out and do a catch grind and hit those goals. Do all your gifts, open all your gifts, and then do all your sets in GBL.
It's 2 hours,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So anyhow, back in 2020, I tried to get into PvP. I was watching like FP Sticks all the time, and I was I had this team with like Whiscash and Registeel.
Big Daddy Wish.
Big Daddy Cash.
Big Daddy Wish.
That's right. I was trying, and I got to like 2600. Which for season 1 was like not bad, I guess. But then I don't know, like I couldn't get out of the 2600s, and one night I like threw my phone because it lost, and it nearly like bounced and hit the wall, and that would have been bad because like I threw it at my bed, and I just realized like. No, I can't afford to like break my phone over this.
For me.
It's not worth.
Yeah.
This isn't worth it,
So it's quite funny. So you literally just said that you wouldn't recommend playing PvP purely for the poses, and that is literally the reason why I do it, and I fucking hate it. I hate every second of it. Like it's just such a drain.
All it is you get a pose, avatar items, right? Flex in a raid with your locals who are usually scrubs, and then that's it. Like until the next one.
Yeah, that's kind of toxic. I don't think you should.
So is.
I don't think you should play unless you like it.
It is. It is proper toxic, man. But like,
So why are you doing this, dude? Like,
well, okay. So I didn't play season. I didn't play preseason. I only started
Season 6
um,
would have been the end season.
season 6
Yeah.
for the N pose because N is my favorite character from the main game, and his pose was just so fucking cool.
Yeah, with the
And I'm like, I want my character for that.
Yeah.
Like, I want it. And then I did that, and I got it for the first time, and I was gassed, but I was like, never again. Like, it was like such a terrible time in my Pogo life. Like literally, when I would wake up and know I had to do my sets, it would literally stress me out.
Yeah.
Like to no
If
end.
it becomes a chore, then whatever it is, like you shouldn't like. It's an unhealthy habit. Just because it's a game, and you may think, oh, it's not actually that deep, but
No, you see, but because I'm quite a competitive person, I'm like, nah, like I've got to keep fucking going, keep going. Yeah, and nah.
I thought about this a lot back in 2020, which is when I tried. I can't believe it's already been like 3 years now. But I think, and some people would say this on Twitter too, like depending on how your sets went, that would dictate your mood for the rest of the day. So
You are correct.
So if it went well, then you were like riding a high all day. But then if it went badly, you were just depressed all day. And I mean,
Thomas still does that now. That's why he's
it's true, man.
Thomas still does that now.
That's an awful way to live. You can't be doing that.
But it's like it's similar to like if you're like a sports fan or anything like that. If you're a sports fan and you follow like a particular team or something, like I feel like I don't want to say it's a male thing, but like statistically it is a male thing where like if you follow like a football team, they do really well and stuff, like you're happy, and then it's just like if your team don't do very well and they lose and stuff, you're just there like I don't want to talk about it, like you're pissed. It's like a similar sort of thing. Like the whole process of GBL isn't great, but I think Quark made a great point in the chat. Like I think all the other aspects of PvP, like for instance, like the in-person tournaments, like obviously play Pokemon still relatively fresh in terms of Pokemon Go, but like when they had the in-person Sylph tournaments, now the in-person play Pokemon tournaments with the regionals and the international championships and the socials that come with them, I think those are like, for me now, I can only speak for myself here, those are like the best things for me. I feel like I only play GBL now. Like I play GBL because I stream it and I quite enjoy just talking to people and whatnot, but like in terms of getting the pose, it's usually like, okay, for me personally, like it's a given. It happens. If I miss it, which I have done before, then I don't actually care that much. But I feel like a lot of people do put it on when they're on stream. It's like, oh fucking hell, like. But some people, it's generally funny. Like, what was the video the other day? Was it Jay?
Jay the underdog getting mad. That was amazing.
Jay in Halloween Cup. He was like, this fucking ghost thing. And the funniest thing, it wasn't even the same ghost thing every time. It was like Runa Riggers and Kofa Griggers and like different things. But he just couldn't do anything because he was running like a Vigoroth or so. I don't know what he was running.
You could see like real pain in his face and in his eyes. Like that was rough to watch. Like
Jay is such a character though. We had him on.
He was so upset at the end. Like
yeah.
I used to get like that, so I stopped. More laid back since then.
Yeah. So to carry on with the whole Twitch, so like I said, I personally think you have the biggest PvE following. So how are you able to keep up that momentum? And obviously like in game of catching, because you've recently hit 2 mil catches, right?
That's right. In New York, actually, it was really cool. The setting in which I hit that.
So obviously, big congrats to that. But then as well, like being able to still be an entertainer while juggling high level gameplay, like how does that like play out?
All right. So to explain, so one thing with Twitch is it's important to stream at like the same time every day. Because then people get used to like, you go live at a certain time of day. But it's okay if you're like, an hour late or an hour early, but like
late.
roughly.
Yeah, see, we're calm. 40 minutes late. We're good.
It's good if like at roughly the same time you're live, and I think a lot of people expect me to be live at like 10 p.m. Central European time, which I have to say, it's good you do the podcast at this time. This is like probably the best time you could be live because right now it's afternoon in America. It's late evening in Europe, so people are still awake here too. I guess people are kind of starting to go to bed now in Europe, but it's still okay in Europe.
Yeah.
And in Australia, people are waking up.
Yeah.
So you literally have like everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is awake right now.
The first
So
episode
it's
we
the
did
best
of
time.
this, the first one we did was with Kaito Nolan, and we did it at midnight because it was quite. Yeah, I just don't think she could have done any other time. So we were up obviously quite late our time, which for us, I'm okay with it personally.
Yeah.
But obviously, like normal people tend to go to bed before midnight, even
Yeah.
before 11. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's better if you do 9 p.m. because you probably missed out on like there's a lot of German people that play this game.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
probably missed out on them, and even UK people at that point are going to sleep.
I get a few UK people watch me at this time. I think like 9 p.m. is usually
Yeah.
good because then sometimes you can snipe the Foe tactical raid. Like if you go live at the same time any earlier, then it's just like, shit, everyone's watching Foe.
Yeah.
And then there's a new window now where if you're kind of live before like 1 a.m. UK time, then you're like, I probably finish around the same time its action starts. So I'm in like this nice window between like two, probably the biggest PvP streamers at the minute in terms of viewership. Like I don't say I can potentially snipe their raids as well. So yeah, no, 9 p.m. is a good time.
Okay, so that's one thing that helps, like being live at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also like I don't know, I'm really into the game. I'm always trying to like grind stats. So if I wasn't streaming, I would still be going outside.
Right.
Like I always want to go outside. You know, I'm not doing it like just for the stream. And it's fun. Like you know, some people I don't think they could, like some people they can't imagine playing the game for like many hours every day like I do, but the thing is for me it's like divided into parts. There's time when I'm outside and I'm not talking to anyone, I'm just like by myself listening to music. Then there's also time when I'm streaming, and then there's also usually time when I'm in voice with some friends. And for me, like these three things are all entirely different.
Yeah.
So even if you're playing, even if I am like fast catching throughout all of this, it doesn't feel like I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
To me, Pokemon Go is kind of like a background game. It's not the same thing as like I don't know. Yeah, if you play a first person shooter game and you're playing as like the sniper and you know you have to be like, super focused to make sure. But you don't really need that with Pokemon Go. And typically my attention is more on like what I'm saying, or like I'm more focused on my thoughts, I suppose. And like, yeah, I've caught 2 million Pokemon, so I know how to draw circles at this point. Like, so it's like a second nature thing for me now. So I'm just fully focused on talking to the people in chat while I'm live. And it's very back and forth, and I don't really know how this developed, but I literally will never stop talking from the start until the end of the stream.
That's good though.
So
yeah, but that's good though, because like I feel like especially with Go and maybe PvP, because like normally when you're PvPing, if you're in a battle, you can't really interact.
It's hard to engage.
You have to be like in and counting and blah blah blah. But like you said, if you're catching and you're quick catching and you're so used to it, you're able to be locked in with the people talking to you and watching you, right?
Yeah. Sometimes like 30 minutes goes by, I don't even say anything related to like what's actually happening on my screen. But okay, so but then yeah, another thing is that I am a very hardcore player with this game. So I guess there's a lot of people that I guess I have like a sense of credibility when I talk about the game. Because I don't know, I'm kind of obsessed with it. So
well, people value your opinion and like what you have to say on things. They will hold it to a higher standard than other people because it's you.
Yeah, and I'm very very grateful for that. Yeah. And
well, funny enough, that's kind of how I actually met you, right? During the original. During the original.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, we go back like a really long time. Like a
we
really
go.
long time.
Like we do go back, and that was when
Over 3 years.
Definitely. Yeah, over 3 years. And so for context, Thomas.
Hello.
So the raid group I'm in, Waffle Crew, shout out to them, love them all. When it first started, and I mean when it first started out, we didn't even use Discord. We used a Facebook Messenger group, right? And
For raids,
it was
that just sounds like hell.
right. And no, because it worked out perfectly, like at that time.
But how do you ping
So
everyone on Facebook?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So there was me, Vigard Knutson, Bateman, Helsinki Trolley, Shubs, Craigs, and Oscar. And and because it was Rayquaza, I think, right?
Yeah.
It was Rayquaza or Kyurem. And I remember when Vigard messaged me, on Twitter.
Now that you say Vigard, it reminds me I need to open my gifts. So I'm gonna do that.
Which at the time I was fanboying like crazy because like Vigard to me was like fucking miles above me. Like I remember when I first got invited, like I literally wasn't even at like I was nowhere near like 100 million XP, and I was just surrounded by these fucking like these godlike players, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
You're in awe.
But so like even 3 years ago, I remember Oscar being like in with like the hardcore players like then as well.
To be honest, my stats were not very high at all back then, but I don't actually. It's kind of weird. I don't even know how I like found you guys, but I was there.
Yeah, good times. But then again, it goes back. It literally goes back to the subject you were just on, where for me that's why I miss remote raiding. It's not the actual raiding that I missed. I miss sitting in a voice call with my friends
just being
for
like,
hours.
Just being in the lobby, just like lobby up,
and just chatting because because realistically when you're raiding, you're only fucking tapping your screen. You don't even have to look at what you're doing.
No.
Right. So I completely get that. That's definitely commendable, especially hitting 2 million catches because. I think I've only just broken 550. Okay, and it balls the shit out of me. I can't fucking do it. I can't do it.
I mean, everyone's play area is like very different. Like where I live, you can catch more than 500 per hour. So, it's just like there are people that live in America where like the only way of getting around is in a car. And so maybe it's just like too expensive to get around, and even if you do, I don't know, like your area is terrible, so the most you're gonna catch is 200 per hour, and at that point, like, sadly, it doesn't really matter how enthusiastic you are, because you're not gonna be able to reach the same numbers.
There are just those barriers that are in the way. Like I guess it depends on how late you stay out as well.
Yeah, but then I would then argue if everywhere was, let's take Tokyo for example. If everywhere in the world played like Tokyo, the game would be really fucking boring. I think really fucking quick.
It'd make it less impressive in terms of the achievements
that
people have.
For sure.
If everyone's a grinder, if everyone's got so and so catches, XP, idle badge rate. Like if it was easy, everyone would do it. Which means everyone will be the same. Like you said, it will just be dull and mundane. And then there's no grind really. If it's so easy to just do like sparingly, you don't even have to invest a lot of time in it. Then it's like people lose a sense of achievement.
I don't know. I do kind of wish it was a bit of a more level playing field. Like there's some people, it doesn't like I said, it doesn't matter how much you want to play Pogo. You just can't because of where you live, and that isn't really fair. And it would be interesting to see like who had the most catches in the world if it was just a question of like how much time you're willing to spend,
right?
You
see, so you say that. So I actually thought about this the other day. So with the latest feature, the party up feature, I really hope that grinders like yourself and the people you talk with, I hope when it comes to like in-person events, I want to see people partying up, and I want to see the stats at the end of the hour, the little snapshots you get.
That reminds
Like,
me of what events
would
are
just be
they? Where like it's
so
like
fun.
the Go Fests and stuff where they have like
Yeah.
this bonus, catch this many. I'm there like looking like right. Let's see how many we can catch in an hour. You can tell who's got the auto catches and who ain't, because some people are just there flying.
You see, but then to be fair, so on that topic, to be fair, especially when it comes to the leaderboard events, I think they are amazing. And for me, those events are when I will actively go out of my way to go and catch, because I like the competitive side of it.
The stunting. That's all it is, Oh, Judy, thank you for the
remember the TL40data.com website? You used to submit on there.
Dude, I got so close to getting in to like the verified, and then they fucking stopped it.
I know, dude. It's so annoying. I was so frustrated. They stopped accepting submissions, and then they opened it again. The people weren't really like hardcore anymore, or like most of them weren't.
Yeah,
so I didn't even want to join anymore.
The new update to that was kind of meh. Although it's
yeah.
funny you say that. So I went back through our DMs the other day, Oscar, and
the 3-year old DM.
Yeah. And there was one where I was asking you if you were going to host your raid hour, and you basically said no, I can't because I'm going for a Hall of Fame month. You said.
Oh yeah. When was it? What in May or?
Hang on,
May 2021.
I've got it on history. Okay, so it was the 17th of February, 2021. And so you basically wanted to do a lot of Mewtwo raids. It's the premise of it. And then you basically said, actually, no, sorry, scrap that. I'm going to be going for the record this month.
No, I was grinding rockets. I used to be really into that. I have like 45,000 rockets.
God damn. 45k.
Yeah.
God damn, man. I still don't have a Shadow Hondo after like nearly 6k rockets.
I have like 298 Shadow like B drills.
Rough.
I'm really lucky with Shadow Hondos. I have a lot of them.
Well, why? How many do you have?
Hold on. I actually don't remember. I need to look. I have. Sorry. Yeah, I have 21 of them.
Oh, wow.
That's more than actual.
See, but then to be fair, I would argue that is quite low considering how many you've done.
No, it's pretty good. 45,000, and I have 21. Like that's roughly one every 2,000 rockets. That's good.
Dude, so I have a local called James, really nice guy. He's done less than 1,000 and has 3.
That's very good.
I'm like, how?
Some people are super lucky. Yeah.
And I think 2 out of the 3 of them are like super fucking meta relevant as well. I think he's got the Hondo Sneasel.
That's very good.
That's nice.
And I don't remember the other one he's got. I think it's like a Larvitar as well. And I'm like, how, dude? I'm like, fucking how, man?
Probably one of the best Shadow Hondos to get.
Yeah, I'm like fucking fighting for my life out here, taking rockets on and getting nothing, man.
I used to be super motivated because you could get Bellsprout. Well, you still can.
Yeah.
You can get Bellsprout from the decoys, and you can guarantee that. So I used to just spend like all day doing decoys. But it gets a bit repetitive eventually, so I kind of stopped with that.
You know what? At this point, I'm almost certain you've got a copy of our stream schedule in front of us because that brings us perfectly on. No, I haven't. Right, so literally the next section down to what we're talking like on here is what is the obsession with the Bellsprout? Like I've noticed like you even got it on your hat right now, right?
Yeah,
Like why? Like that's such a random Pokemon.
I like these questions. I wasn't sure if you guys had like questions or not.
Oh, we came prepared. Even though I'm late, like don't worry, we're late.
Yeah,
we're on time when we need to be.
Okay.
We're there.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay, so the thing with Bellsprout is okay, again, I have to give you like a long answer for this.
That's perfect, man.
It's tied to like my identity and many things. Okay, so all right, so I told you I live in France.
Identity. Yeah, all right.
In essence.
But I'm not French. So unfortunately, there's always kind of been this like distance between me and French people. Sorry if we have any French listeners here, but a lot of French people, they can be like a little bit arrogant sometimes. And it's no, it's just I don't know. Some people that I have a couple friends that are like the same as me. They're half British and half American, and they live here. And they've I don't know. They bridged it like they're friends with lots of French people. But for me, there's just always kind of been this like distance that we can't seem to get over. And so they kind of like they don't like me, and I don't really like them either. So all of my friends have always been overseas, or like the international kids that live here, and so I guess yeah, I've done a lot of stuff like alone, and I think at some point I discovered Bellsprout. This was before 2016. Yeah, I think I was playing like Pixelmon actually.
All right, yeah.
This when you play Minecraft, you can download this mod, and then you can
I've
actually
played
play
it recently.
Pokemon in Minecraft. It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
You can fly on a Charizard. It's amazing actually. But at some point, I think Bellsprout just became my favorite because he's like, he's kind of like, he's kind of goofy, but he's also like. I don't know. I saw Bellsprout and I wanted to like protect it from the other Pokemon.
I was just gonna say,
you know,
right,
because it's
can we say this story
yeah.
from my point of view now, right? I see this as I don't know, like the French kids being mean to you, right? You're kind of just on your own, and then like a little spirit.
You kind of see yourself
in the
as the
spirit world.
Bellsprout.
No, you look at Bellsprout and Bellsprout looks at you. It's like a love at first sight kind of thing. You're just like You're just there like. I got you, and then like you put your arm around the Bellsprout, and then you're just like you're bonded for life. And
That's it.
I like, yeah, you get it. That's kind of how it happened. Yeah. I just decided like I'm gonna take care of this Bellsprout, you know, and because it grows into Victory Bell. Victory Bell, that is not defenseless. Like that's pretty cool. And I used to Okay, another thing is I grew up in the countryside. Until I was 7, we lived in the French countryside, and my parents used to have this like huge vegetable field. We had this like enormous garden, and I used to feel very like peace in there, which is maybe a little weird for like a 6-year-old, but I don't know. And I feel like Bellsprout would fit right into there. And I used to have all these carnivorous plants too. I always like hated I hated mosquitoes, and so the concept of like a plant eating a mosquito was like amazing to me. It still is actually. And so I always liked that. And
it's such a weirdly wholesome story. Like I'm here for it.
It is.
Like,
yeah, it's there's actually like a whole story. Some people I feel like it's kind of just random, but for me it's like it's a whole thing. And so yeah, I just felt like I was kind of lonely, and the Bellsprout was too, and now they're like, now we're together. I don't know.
That's like an oddly sweet story, and it actually makes a lot of sense now. Like to me, like you need to be writing poetry about that shit.
I'm
weeping
right now.
It continues. So like in 2020, which is when I became hardcore, we had COVID. At which point, like, dude, I couldn't see any of my high school friends anymore. I feel like maybe all of us kind of became a bit like, I don't know what the word is, like disconnected. I did, at least. Hopefully you guys like kept up relationships with all of your friends, but that's not really how it went for me. And that was like peak solo life for me, you know? So it was really just me and the Bellsprout back then. And I remember I think in January 2021, I caught 900 shadow Bellsprout, which means that I was doing like a lot of decoys every day. And that was fun back then. I could make it more now if I tried, because there's more Pokestops now. But I think I'm maybe a bit burnt out from just doing the same decoy battle over and over. Yeah.
So I guess the real question is, do you have your Shadow Hundo Bellsprout?
Yes, I have
You do?
3 of those actually. Yeah.
3, Jesus, man.
Just
Wow.
Yeah.
So realistically, you must have the Shundo.
Yeah, I can tell you about the Shundo too. So it's kind of cool. I have this streak. I don't know how I've managed this, but I have this streak where every in-person event that I go to, I either get a Shundo in a trade or I give someone a Shundo in a trade. I don't know how this has worked out, but
friend
it's a
code.
thing.
Yeah, friend code, yeah.
Codes, no codes in chat,
Yeah.
guys. No codes.
And and so in Seattle, you guys know Jesse and Rachel?
Yeah.
Yeah, also streamers, very wholesome.
Oh yeah,
Really
yeah.
like
I just
them.
realised who you meant. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do like grinding. They play other games. I think Jesse does GBL sometimes, but yeah. And so I kind of been a fan of theirs for a long time. I never like watched their stream every day. I
Like
wasn't like
religiously,
a
yeah.
die-hard fan, but sometimes I would tune in, especially like during the COVID times when truly like there were just so many hours where we were all stuck at home. That was such a great time for streamers. Um, and I don't know, I always just really appreciated the vibe in their stream. And so I finally met them in Seattle, like years after I had first started watching their stuff. And I wasn't friends with Jesse in game, but I was friends with Rachel, and we were lucky friends. And I remember I was just really excited to meet them. And 2 minutes after having met, Rachel traded me a Shundo Bellsprout. So it was
Yeah.
like kind of surreal, dude. Like imagine you've been following someone online for like 2 years,
Yeah.
and then you meet them, and within 3 minutes they give you a Shundo of your favorite
Yeah. Of your
Pokemon.
favorite Pokemon?
It's
Yeah, damn.
like what?
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was fun. Um, Still have that.
How many
I
bells?
kind of slowed down.
I was gonna say, how many
Yeah.
of the Bellsprout line in general, like, do you have like maxed out to level 50, or is that not a thing for you? You know, some people like just maxing out loads of the same mon. Do you do that, or is
I
that
am I am into that. So here's the thing. So I've maxed like 20 okay. So to level 40, I have a lot of them. I couldn't really tell you how many I have.
Yeah.
Like maybe 30 or 40 of them at level 40.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this thing where I'm really into XL candies, and I probably have the most Bellsprout XL candies. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there's a dude in Japan with more, but I have 11,000 XL
damn.
candies for
Wow.
Bellsprout.
Jesus,
So the thing is, like, I've thought, like, oh, maybe on my birthday I'll do a blowout spending, and I'll just max all of my Bellsprout.
yeah.
And then at the same time, since it's my favorite Pokemon, I kind of want to like have the most XLs.
Yeah, hold on to
So
it.
I can't decide. Maybe one day I'll just max
Yeah.
them.
Loads of people have that, I find. I feel like I actually need to find a Pokemon that really no one gives a fuck about. They're not going to try and like compete for it, like the title of it. Like, I don't know, something like, I don't know, I feel like every Pokemon is someone's favourite Pokemon, right? So
Yeah,
it's,
for sure.
I don't know, maybe
To be honest,
Go on, sorry.
I'm more the Scatterbug guy than the Bellsprout guy now
Right.
in
Okay.
2023. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in Japan. Okay, so it's kind of a flex. I have 3 Shadow Hundo Bellsprout. There's a dude in Japan. He has like 12 of them because he just does rockets every day
Renee.
when he wakes up until he sleeps. And he's been doing this for like 4 years, and somehow he's not bored, and he just keeps going. And I can't do that, dude. It's like I prefer catching.
To be fair though, I would say the Japanese play a very different version of the game that we do.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's weird because it's like it's kind of like unknown. Honestly, there's so much about them we don't know. It's like the deep sea, like we don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
So I know a few of the really big Japanese players really well.
right, yeah,
Guy called Oki, Rara, Lance, and there's another one. And they all live in Tokyo, and they basically religiously have this same schedule. So they're all like office workers in Japan, and
Yeah.
they will finish work same time every day, and they will meet up after work the same time every day. They will go out and they will do the same grind route together every day. They will go for dinner at the same restaurant every day because it has like 12 fucking stops, and then go back out and then grind more, and then all go home at the same time, go to bed, wake up, rinse, repeat, and they've done that every fucking day for years, and I feel like that is just such, but like to them it is like a way of life.
It is nice when you put it like that. When you think about it, like Oscar was saying earlier, it was like they're doing other stuff rather than just like. I know Oscar's referencing when he's streaming and stuff. He's not just talking about the game or looking at his phone. These guys are like going out, interacting with other people in the real world. If they haven't got like perma discount at this restaurant they're always going to, then I don't know what I don't know what to do. But
I don't remember the exact of it, but I'm sure it's like an udon restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
And they told me that they basically specifically go there because it has 12 stops.
Yeah.
Basically. So I mean, for all I know, the food is absolutely fucking horrific.
The food is
like,
garbage. They go there and they're just like, can we get some free water or some like complimentary bread?
Yeah, they buy a sandwich on the way there.
Yeah,
don't even order.
But they literally go there so they can still mid-max their grind while they're eating dinner, basically. Which, like, to me, that's fucking insane.
I can hit 5 stops on my McDonald's mid-community day with Drift.
I couldn't imagine meeting up with a friend, like meeting up with you two, like, oh, let's go for dinner, but we can only go here. And and then you guys go.
I'd fall out. I'd want to scrap. I'd want to go like, no, we went here yesterday. We need to go like variety is the spice of life.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Well, I don't know. It's other things need to be new every day. So like what's happening in the game every day is new. What you guys talk about is new. Yeah. Like what's happening in your personal lives can be conversation, and that's new. Yeah. Like you need to find things that are new every day to engage with.
Exactly. So I don't know. Like I would personally say that one of my biggest fears in life in general is being stuck in a routine. Like that. Like that genuinely scares me. The idea of waking up the same time every day, going to the job, doing the same thing every day, finishing work, doing the same thing every day.
It just sounds like it sounds like a movie. You know when you see people in films and stuff, it's like here we go.
I don't know. I feel like at that point, life just passes you by because you're not actually experiencing it. I feel like. You know,
so well, every once in a while you have to like go on vacation or switch it up. But I've thought about this, dude, and I think, okay, if you hate what you're doing all day, then a routine is awful. Yeah. But if you love what you're doing, and there are actually differences in the in the workspace every day, then it's pretty good. It's a great way of living most days.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I feel like it doesn't matter how much you love something. Like realistically, there's gonna be a day when you wake up and you're gonna go, I just don't fucking fancy it. Yeah. Like I'm just not feeling it.
Like too much of one thing can be bad. It's like
for sure.
I guess it depends on the individual. Like you said, if people can find ways to differentiate between what they're doing and to vary and spice up things that they're doing, then all good for them. Like it boils down to the individual.
But then I feel like that's why I don't enjoy catching as much, because I feel like it is doing just the same thing, right? As you said, you're just drawing circles and
to me, rockets are boring because it is the same thing every time. Like battling the Bellsprout. They literally send out exactly the same Pokemon every time, and it got to a point with the Bellsprout decoys where like I can win without even looking at my phone, like because I just tap and like I win, and that's it. But with catching, I think there's more to it than that. Like I play in AR mode, and all the different Pokemon have like different size circle, or they're further away. And like some spawns are garbage. Like if I find a young goose, I don't care about the youngest. But if I find a Klefki, I want the Klefki because I can catch that. My friends will want it in trade. If I find like an orange Flabebe, I still need the hundo of that. I'll catch that. Maybe it's a hundo. If it's not, at least I can re-roll it with a friend. Like, yeah, okay. Ultimately, you're just throwing, you're doing a finger motion each time, but it's not exactly the same finger motion, and every Pokemon is different. And to me, I don't know. To me, it is an adventure every time, and there are changes every time. So, yeah, I don't get bored of it myself.
Okay, but then I guess to
I
take
think
that,
he was more referencing like people will catch for like catch sake. Like you're saying, like, oh, you'll catch for a hundo, you'll catch for like a region locked Pokemon, and that's all well and good. But then you'll get the people that will just like, I don't know, like catch. I know Josh used to for a little bit where it was like, oh yeah, I've done this many in Spotlight Hour. Like Josh, did you do Spotlight Hour today, Chin Chow?
no,
I
no,
literally did a few on the way to training.
no,
That was it.
no, I went and worked out instead.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the event as well. Like Spotlight Hour, some people may be able to. Right, it's an hour every week. We do a big blowout. Whereas like community days, it's like okay, they're 3 hours now. Used to be 6 hours. There's time in the day for me to do maybe an hour and a half, and then.
Also, so for me, especially with Spotlight Hours, the only reason why I really used to do them is again because I'm competitive. I used to really enjoy going onto Twitter and seeing what everyone else had caught.
Catching in an hour,
right?
and
Seeing those stats, and like kind of just wanted to, throw my name into the hat a little bit,
like,
but then,
yeah.
Then I guess like to continue that, like do you have like in your daily routine, do you have like a set amount of catches that you're like, right, I need to do this every day to get to
so the
X
last
goal?
year has been the most hardcore year. And it on the one hand it's good, but also maybe it's a bad thing because honestly the numbers I shoot for these days are like very high. So each day I do about 2,500 catches usually. And if I do less than that, it has actually gotten to a point, just because the bike grinding is so efficient, it has gotten to a point where if I do less than that, I feel like I haven't done enough, which is sometimes, that can be a bit toxic. But
Okay, so talk us through a day in the life of Oscar playing Pogo. Like talk us through it. Like
dude.
like from start to finish in a summary. Like
Okay. All right. My sleep. Okay. Like I said, everything with me is very random. My sleeping schedule is a bit insane. Like it's completely insane, actually. So I wake up in the evening. So I wake up and it's like 5 p.m. usually. It's pretty late. But I like it that way. So I'll eat a bit and then usually I have to do some stuff in game. Like I have to trade, I have to do Scatterbug. Scatterbug is like a whole thing. I have to like make bag space, just do some stuff. Usually try and like just chill and wake up, get back to DMs because there's always people like messaging me, and I have to message people about trades and stuff. And then I'll try to go live. I'm always trying to go live at 9 p.m., but it's never 9 p.m. It's always like 10 p.m. And then I'll stream for about 3 hours, sometimes more, depends. That's always nice. Then I end the stream. At this point, it's, let's say, 1 a.m., sometimes earlier, sometimes later. Then I will come back and have something to eat. So I'll have dinner at like 2 a.m. Then I'll go out again later. And this is when the like sweaty, hardcore grind actually starts. So I'll go out at like 3:30 or 4, and I'll be out. Okay, it depends on the event. Usually at minimum, I'm going out for 3 hours, but if it's a good event, I'll do like 4 hours or more. But these are a very efficient few hours here, where like I'm catching 500, sometimes 600 Pokemon per hour, and So then I come back. At this point, it's like 6 or 7 a.m. And then I will kind of just try to chill for a bit. Maybe do trades, do more stuff in the game. There's a lot of stuff you have to do like at home. It takes a long time managing your bag. And then I try to do some stuff that's not Pokemon Go related so that my whole life isn't just Pokemon Go. So my favorite streamer is called Anomaly. He's a Swedish streamer who does CSGO content. It's very offensive, but also the one person that can always make me laugh. So I like Anomaly. And I always keep up with the CS:GO scene just to like see what's happening. And I try to read a bit. I actually like to read. I like to read Western books. Yeah, and then I will go to sleep. At this point, it's like 9 a.m. And then I will do it again. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're catching 500 an hour. So you're talking, you're talking, like if you did that, you're talking 5 hours straight to hit 2,500 every day.
Yeah, it's not
That
actually
is
too bad.
so much time. Like,
Well,
out of the
5
day.
hours. I mean, dude, you realize like there are people. Okay, I've spent a lot of time scrolling Twitter over the years. There are a lot of people to do 2,500 catches.
Takes
That
way
would take
longer.
them like
Way
that would
longer.
take them like 10 hours.
Whereabouts do you live again? Like what area?
Bordeaux. That's in
Okay.
southwestern France. That's where all the wine is made.
I'm gonna say like I'm trying to imagine you doing this grind like anywhere in the UK. Like come come to South London and do this grind. It's like it
Us
just
grinding in London was pretty good when I was there, but my area is pretty special. I mean, also one thing is I play my okay when I grind, I'm riding a bike with no hands,
okay.
so it's almost like a circus act.
Well, take up a
So
fucking Olympic sport instead, man.
Look,
yeah,
look, Dad, no hands.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fuck's sake. Nah, that's
yeah.
some
Okay,
commitment though. I can't knock it.
that is some commitment. But again, leads us perfectly into our next segment about late night grinding. So so obviously like that time of night, there's probably like next to no fucking people around, right?
Yeah.
But like, so I guess it's a two-part. You don't have to answer if you don't want because it's a bit personal. What would you say is like the weirdest thing you've ever seen out and about? And like, has anything bad happened to you while you've been out those times?
I have seen so much weird stuff in the street.
Hit us,
Like
man.
I have
Hit us with it, man.
many stories. Okay, the weirdest thing I ever saw was last December. I was doing my loop. I was about to go home, and it was like 4 a.m. And this lady came up to me. She was like 25, and she wanted. She was in like she was in an awkward position. She asked me if like she could just sleep at my house. And I said no.
No.
Because like no way. But then I asked her like what is going on? And she told me that like she had just run away from her boyfriend because he threatened to like run her over with his car or something, and because he was like doing cocaine. And I didn't have better advice for her other than like just sleep in your car tonight. But she didn't want to do that because she said it was too cold. So then ultimately she persuaded me to like walk her back to where the boyfriend was.
Oh no!
You're gonna
This
fight some
sounds
fucking cokehead.
no, man. This sounds like you're about to get fucking jumped, or you've been set up.
Jay's asking me, was she hot? Jay, she was decently hot, yes.
Lend of ropes.
Anyhow, so we go walking towards the where the boyfriend is, and before we even get there, I see this plaza, and I just see this guy pacing in the plaza, like back and forth, like really fast. And I can tell this guy, he's on something. So we walk past him, and like immediately he sees us. I don't even know how he sees us. And he's like this, like he perks up, and he starts running towards us like a like a. It's I feel like I'm in the forest, like the fox is coming for me or something. And the girl starts running away from me.
Leaving you for dead.
She starts sprinting. And the guy just is coming at us. He's like, "Oh, wait." And so I just said, "No, fuck this." And I biked away. And
I've forgotten all of this. You had your bike. At least getting chased by some random.
Yeah, I biked away. Because dude, like, I was worried this guy who's obviously like on drugs was gonna think that I was trying to like steal his girlfriend or something, and then he would like beat me up. So I was just like, no, fuck this.
Nah, you would have packed him in 100%.
Dude,
I don't know, dude.
Dude, honestly, that to me sounds like she was setting you up. Yeah. Like to me.
Can I stay at your house? Yeah. Can I sleep?
Yeah.
In your bed?
Oh no! Please walk me home.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck off. You walk this far out, this direction on your own. You can Uno reverse and go back that direction on your fucking own without me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just concerned that I was gonna try and like fight me or something.
Yeah. Was he like a big fucking guy?
Was he a big guy like bowler? Like was he?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But like I don't know. He looked like Conor McGregor, like he's not big, but he's like you could tell he was like feisty.
He's gonna come in like fucking arm swinging.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that, Like, I'm just trying to grind, bro. Like, leave me alone.
I did like you'd be like, look, lady, look, I'm trying to do my best, but you kind of interfere here. I've got like 2,000 more to do. Like, come on, let's.
Man's not trying to go to the octagon with fucking crackhead Conor McGregor.
That's not what I signed up for.
Okay, so. Not doing that. Okay, so Quack in the chat says. Let's say you did get into a fight with this guy. Do you think you could have taken him on?
No, actually, because I'm a bit of a pacifist. Okay, again, we have to go for a trip down memory lane here for me to explain this. But when I was 9 years old and I was in primary school, in France, when you have lunch, the lunch break is like 2 hours. You get kind of bored during the lunch break because it goes on for so long. And so there was this kid who was like teasing me during the lunch break, and this went on for like an hour and a half. And eventually I like lost it, and I beat him up, but like it was bad. Like I kicked him in the back like 30 times. And
fuck, man.
I was 9 years old, and
you say nice, Josh.
His back was like the next day. Apparently, his back was like purple and orange and yellow, and he didn't come to the school. And they nearly
find out.
Yeah, and they nearly expelled me over this, and I was like super embarrassed. And I've never laid a finger on anyone since then.
And fuck around and find out, man.
Yeah.
Like.
Fuck around, get smoked.
Yeah, exactly, man. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like in those kind of situations, you kind of go into like fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't know. I've always been like kind of against like violence. I mean, I love action movies and cowboy books and stuff, but actually fighting people myself, like.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No one's saying you have to go like full Jason Statham, but like if someone like was pressuring you and you could tell that they were like clenching their fist, doing all the intimidation stuff, like you'd have to. I don't know.
You'd have to like stand your fucking ground, right?
Okay, so what has happened in the last year is that because I'm doing the same loop on my bike endlessly at night, there's these security guards that are out at night. And they just see me like all the time, and at first they thought that like I was a drug dealer or something.
I was gonna say this. Have you aroused any like suspicion with your late night grinding? It seems that you have.
Kind of like first this guy thought I had. Okay, first of all, he thought that I was a drug dealer. Then he thought I was mentally ill.
Bit of both. A mentally ill drug dealer.
Well, yes, you are. You're out fucking cycling at fucking 4 a.m. on your own. Mine just fucking vibing.
But eventually, me and this one security guard, his name is Kareem. Me and Kareem became friends, and it's weird. It's the most bizarre relationship. Like Kareem is like a 43-year-old security guard, and I'm this like 22-year-old dude that just plays video game. But like sometimes we chat for a bit and talks to me about like his problems, and I don't know. We're friends, and
some therapy.
Yes.
and he's like he's sort of like a father figure slash brother figure. I can't really explain it. And at one point, because he's a security guard, he has all these like weapons and stuff.
Oh shit!
One time he flexed on me that he has like a katana in his car.
Fucking high up.
But he gifted me a pepper spray once.
Mad.
So now I have pepper spray.
Wait, that's quite wholesome.
When I'm it's nice. So now I have this pepper spray.
Like oddly wholesome.
Yeah.
like in the end wholesome.
Yeah. So now if it comes to it, like I can defend myself with pepper spray. So
and I guess if you have to call Kareem,
I haven't had to use that.
If you have to call Kareem, like he'll be there. Like he's like, I got you, man.
That's another thing. I have his number, and like every day he's there. So if for whatever reason some like hooligans started following me, I'll just bike to where Kareem is and he'd pull out the katana.
Take a fucking dance, bro. Like some shit out of Lord of the Rings, fucking ready with the backup.
Seriously,
Kareem and the boy.
This guy's like a full blown alpha male. Like he's crazy. Like you look at him the wrong way and he will like freak out. So yeah, I'm protected. Yeah.
That's quite funny, man. But like, have you had anything have you had anything bad like happened to you, like actually bad?
Yeah, actually. So like in April, I was streaming. This happened on stream actually. I think there's a recording of it somewhere. But I was walking and this guy came up to me, and the thing is, a lot of people have come up to me while I'm streaming because, you know, I kind of stand out, like I'm speaking English, and they've probably seen me before, and it's like, why is this guy always here? Why is he speaking English? Why does he never stop talking? What the hell is he even doing? People always wonder. And so I've had a lot of innocent conversations with people where they just chat and we walk in the same direction, and then eventually we part ways and whatever. I've actually gotten like a few phone numbers from girls, which is really awkward.
Hey, go on, man.
Yeah, it's
player.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyhow, this guy, like he starts like walking next to me, and I thought he just wanted to chat, but ultimately he stole my battery pack, and so that was kind of not the best. But it went about as well as one of these things could have gone, because like, you know, he didn't get like my phone, he just got the battery pack, which I have like 5 of at my house. But it was a bit chilling though, how that happened on the loop. I don't know, I didn't have the pepper spray at the time. And I don't know, I just wasn't expecting it. It was really like the perfect storm. Like that day I was kind of, I was kind of tired. And I could have run, but it didn't cross my mind. I could have run. I'm pretty fit, so I could have outpaced that guy. He was like 40 or whatever. But I don't know, it just didn't cross my mind.
It didn't occur to you that someone was gonna like take something from you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I've been more like careful since then. I used to walk at like 3 a.m. streaming. I don't do that anymore. Now I'm still out at night, but on my bike, and I'm not walking past like 1 a.m. anymore.
Yeah.
So there's that. that was like not too bad. In 2021, in February, I did actually get like properly robbed though. Because there was we used to have a curfew for COVID where like you weren't supposed to be out after 6 p.m. And I was coming back from grinding and it was like 6:30 and I was in this kind of empty street that's in a good neighborhood but that's right next to a sketchy neighborhood. And so these like three guys, they came into the nice neighborhood and then they asked me like what time is it, and I was like, oh, it's this time, and then the next thing I know, like they wanted my phone, and they took my AirPods too, but it wasn't that bad because my AirPods were like old and like covered in like disgustingness. So I was actually worried, dude, that they would like be angry at me for having taken such poor care of my AirPods. But
that was what crossed your mind. Was I'm worried they'd be like, what the fuck is this?
The AirPods just got all like fungus in there from my ears and they're old.
Like there was this one guy, he thought he was like all cool, like he took the AirPod out of my ear. But then I think he looked at it and he was like,
he was like, oh, hold that. You can have that back.
I'm not on there.
I mean, I'm assuming they didn't like physically hurt you.
No, like they threatened me. Like one guy said he had a knife. I don't know if he actually did. I wasn't about to try and fight them though.
That's the food fam.
And the thing is, I had insurance, so I got another phone. Again, the same model. It was an iPhone 12. So it wasn't that bad.
Did you say that to the guys? Just being like.
Thank you, bro. I've got insurance. Fucking new phone. Nice one, bro.
No, I didn't say that. I was kind of nervous.
Yeah.
I actually like bamboozled them because so I was freaking out because they wanted the like passcode for the phone. So I told them the passcode.
Just said, I forgot.
But then they wanted my Apple ID password.
Mum's maiden name,
and the thing is, my Apple ID password is like a bunch of numbers and letters that I have written down on like a piece of paper at home. And because I've entered it a bunch of times, I do actually remember the numbers and letters, but I told them I don't remember because it's written down on paper and it's really complicated. And I kept like insisting I didn't remember what the password was, even though I did. And because I was genuinely freaking out, like I think they believed me that I couldn't remember it. But I was, I guess I got out of entering the code.
I'm trying to picture this interaction now. So like, there's you.
Yeah.
How many of them are there?
Three
of them. How would you like? I feel like I'm police now, asking like, what like were they white? Were they black? Were they Asian? I don't know the demographics near where you live, but
well, officer, they were all in France, there are in like the 19th century, France colonized a lot of northern Africa, like Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria, and and what has happened in the last 100 years is a lot of people have migrated from those countries to France. And it's a bit awkward, honestly, because like I don't know where I stand in all of this, but like the French people don't really get along with them, but they also don't like the French people, so it's pretty toxic, actually. And you don't really sometimes you see friends and like one of them is obviously French and the other one is North African, but typically you don't really see that. And the neighborhood that I was near was a North African neighborhood, which I shouldn't have been there, honestly. And I've never returned since, so it's been okay since then.
So what did they look like? Would you say like, I'm picturing it now that you've said like Moroccan and stuff, like if you've seen the boys, like Frenchie, he looks like a little Moroccan guy that speaks French. I'm just imagining you talking to three Frenchies, like three actual Frenchies from like the boys show.
Nah, they were all Moroccan or Tunisian or Algerian. I don't know,
No, but that's the
but
point.
somewhere from
Frenchie looks like he speaks French, but he looks like he's Moroccan or something. So I'm picturing three little Frenchies, and then they're just there like back and forth. They have your phone. Oh, what's the password? You give them the password. Oh, what's this? What's this? Like, like.
Okay, well, basically, there were three of them, and one of them kind of was like leading the whole thing.
Okay.
He had obviously done this before, and he was experienced. These kids, they were kids though. They were like 17 or something. They were younger than me. They were younger than me.
No,
But,
for me, it's my toxic masculinity. Like now knowing that information, I'm going fight or flight mode, bro. Like I'm fucking swinging, like straight up. Like I'm doing it.
But here's the thing. Like, so two of them were kind of like little. Two of them were not like super menacing, but the guy that was leading it all though, he was pretty intimidating. That's honestly that's the only thing I really remember from this, like vividly, is just like his face. He was a bad looking person. I didn't want
man was collapsed as well, and he was fucking nitty for robbing you.
Yeah.
That's
like that guy, he was maybe a couple years older than the other guys, and he looked like he could fight. So I didn't, I didn't want to do any of that.
I'm playing for it in my head, and like honestly, that is just me being toxic. Like I straight up would have just been like, fuck it. Like if I'm doing this, I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. I thought about that afterwards. Like, what if I tried to fight them? And
like the if buts and the maybes, the woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah. For sure.
But when you actually get
situation,
caught in those moments, I think the predominant feeling is like shock. Like you just can't believe
for sure.
this is actually happening.
Your life is worth more than like whatever phone you have in your hand. And it's just like, look, if someone's saying it armed, here you go, take that. But to be fair, I've been in a situation before where I've like the phone wasn't really worth a lot. I was younger, and I've just like lobbed the phone over the nearest roof. I've just dashed it over like someone's roof. And then they chased me, and this is when I was a lot like skinnier and could actually run, and they weren't catching me, so I've just lobbed the phone over a roof and then gone back for it later. It was proper fucked up, but at least they didn't get it. Like, say, if I can't have it, no one can have it.
Was the phone broken? Or?
Oh, it was fucked, yeah. It was like one of those like pink QWERTY keyboard ones. I think I was
16. Yeah, the slide up one.
I just dashed it. I was like, you know what? I should have just given it to them, really, but I just wanted to...
Seems like the whole thing was kind of over not much, you know?
Yeah, it never is. Like, me and my cousin we played a game where like we'd go on the bus, and then like we didn't actually roll a dice. We don't go around carrying like dice with us and shit. Like we I don't know, we picked a number like 1 to 6, and then that's how many stops we stay on the bus, and then we get off and we end up in a random place. We ended up in like Canning Town. We ended up in a park in Canning Town, and I had like a similar phone. It was like a QWERTY keyboard phone, because apparently that's what my parents could afford. I had a QWERTY keyboard phone that wasn't a BlackBerry, and these guys like asked for the phone, and then I was just like, oh, what, this one? They saw it was pink. Looked at it and they were just like, yeah. And then what did I do? I think I just took the SIM out and took the battery out. I was like, here you go, and then like snapped the SIM and lobbed the battery. They didn't do anything, because I knew they wouldn't do anything. They just They looked like they hadn't done this, like you said, like one of the guys had done it before. They'd clearly never done this before. So I was just like, you can have the phone, like if you want the battery and whatever, that's a little extra.
They obviously haven't done it before, because they've given you time to take the battery and the SIM card out.
I just said, wait, I was literally at the time, I was just like, wait a minute, because I was with my cousin. Yeah. My cousin was like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's fine. My cousin wasn't really much of a talker. He was just like, well, just give him the phone. I'm like, it's fine, they'll get the phone, don't worry. And it was just like, right, there you go, there's the phone. And then like we just left the it was like a playground that we were in. Yeah, we just left.
If there's enough people around and it's not 3 a.m., it can be worth it to try and run.
Yeah.
But I would say that in general, it's better to just have insurance and like go along with it, because like imagine they do beat you up and like knock your teeth out or whatever. Like that's really bad. And that actually is traumatic. Like I've gotten over this, like it's whatever. But if they had, you'd imagine I had like a scar on my face because of this, that would be a lot worse.
like not let's say permanent damage, but they'd done something to actually, you know what, like it could have left like mental scars or like actual physical stuff. I'm glad it wasn't like a traumatic thing, because you hear some people, it's like, you know, like they'll get robbed or they'll have like an altercation in the street, and it's like it's proper like shit them up, like they can't go out. Obviously you said like you, instead of walking around, like you'll go out on the bike and stuff, and that's fine. That's one adjustment you've had to make. Some people just be like, nope, not doing that ever again, and then they'll just completely change their whole shit just to avoid those sorts of situations.
It's definitely made a difference. Like I never go to that place anymore. I shouldn't have been there in the first place, but I never go there now. And also like I kind of envy the people that have never had anything happen to them before in the street, because the thing is now, like when I'm in the street, there's a constant like risk management and like risk assessment process that's happening in my head. So like, whereas before I would see a group of 3 guys wearing sweatpants, I'm like, oh, it's a group of friends going home. Now I'm like, okay, I need to be mindful until I've gotten past these people.
Maybe I cross the road. Maybe I don't make eye contact.
Well, to be fair, it's interesting. So I have this thing where like I will just go down like random like internet like rabbit holes, and the thing you're talking about goes back to the caveman era, where they basically said that the cavemen had like 6th sense like for danger, right? Because obviously like during those times, you know, you go out and hunt for food, but then, you know, there would be something else hunting you, and they basically said that cavemen had this like 6th sense of like when there would be something around them type thing, and like that still exists today, but like, you know, well, and obviously now you're now doing that same sort of thing, so you avoid, so you know, right, I don't go left here because left here is connected to this place and blah blah blah. And if you see a group of people that look a certain way, you go, right, I'm going to go a different way, like that sort of thing.
I think a lot of people are doing that. Unfortunately, I think a lot of women do that because and the thing is, I couldn't really do this if I was a woman, unfortunately, because for criminals, women are just like considered easier targets. So
for sure. Sucks.
Yeah,
man.
Wait, Brown Baller's asking me who I think would win in a fight between you two.
Me and Thomas.
Yeah.
Good question.
Honestly, I really don't know. I feel like it would be a long battle. It would be close, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because I don't know enough of Thomas's history, but all I know is we both work in the same industry.
Okay.
So Thomas works in a bar, and I manage a bar, and I've been here for a lot of years. So like I've had my fair share of like fights, like, you know, and altercations, get into it. So like, you know, you kind of pick up little things. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen Thomas angry or heard about Thomas being angry to know.
You don't want me to be angry. That's it.
I'm plus I'm you know I'm obviously gonna back myself here. Like obviously I'm gonna back myself here.
How many you had, man? Shit, you got
Shut up, mate. This is starting to sound like a pogo fucking boxing match in the works, man.
We had this. It was last episode. It was Thomas Fury against fucking Wish.com.
Anthony Joshua,
This again. These are just trying to get us a scrap. They're trying to tear us apart. Brown Baller, shame on you.
I mean, I think it would be an interesting fight, because Josh said that there's no way he would let people just get away with it if they tried to rob him. And you, Thomas, like, you wouldn't let those people years back get away with it either. Like, you threw away the phone. So like, I feel like you both wouldn't just like accept defeat easily. So it would be
listen, battles are won and lost, not on the battlefield. It's up here in the mind.
For sure.
The mind. And I think Josh is lacking the brain.
No, man. No, man. You see, like, I've had a few incidents across the years where like that whole like fight or flight instinct kicks in, and I never choose flight ever. Like, ever. I think the worst one that I ever had, ever, was, so it was just an average Saturday in the pub. Some guy came in wearing a suit, really well dressed, really well spoken, and asked to use the toilet. So yeah, sure, go in. Anyway, 30 minutes go by, and one of my customers comes out and says, Josh, there's a guy in the toilet with a needle hanging out his arm.
I was going to say, that's a long shit, but...
Right. So obviously, you know, being the manager, I go in there, right? Sure enough, this same guy who was really, like, wearing a suit, really well spoken, go in there, he's got a belt wrapped around his arm and a needle hanging out of it, right? And in that moment, like, it kicks in, like, straight up kicks in, right? Because as soon as I walk in and I see it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you start, like, screaming him, right? And I remember it vividly, and I've, like, people, witnesses there. And, like, he's pulled the needle out of his arm and, like, took a step towards me. And in that instant, I'm like, nah, not a fucking chance. Because, like, and I've fucking hit him fucking hard, like, right in between the fucking eyes. But because he was on whatever, fuck knows what he was on. My man was like fucking Superman, basically. Like, yeah. Yeah, like, fully fucking firmed it. And so I had two really good customers who were security guards at Wembley, and I'd basically asked them months ago to give me, like, a crash course in, like, security training, so I know how to, like, basically how to choke someone out properly, right? So like so like I said, I've smacked him in the face, like, literally, like, as hard as I fucking can, like, and his head just kind of, like, went back and then just, like, snapped back up, and, like, he's just, like, smiling, like, it was fucked. It was so fucked up, right? So I got behind him and I got him in this fucking chokehold, and I'm fucking choking this dude out, right? Like, by this point, the police have been called, or whatever. But I'm like, at this point, I can't just walk away, because if he gets out of the toilet door, the bar is full of fucking people.
And he's gonna fucking do something.
Right?
Nuts,
Right? And he's got this needle with his blood on it, and if you fucking jab someone with that shit, like, fuck knows what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I'm fucking choking this dude out. I'm like, and dude, this motherfucker, because of the shit he's on, like, when they're in that kind of zone, they are literally like Superman, like superhero fucking strength.
It's literally like
so,
the
like,
boys,
he's
man's got the
right,
fucking...
right. So I'm not joking. So he's crumbled to the floor, like, passed out, and as soon as I walk away, he's getting back up on his fucking feet, like, straight up, and by this point he's, like, laughing, like laughing like a fucking psycho, man. And so I've hit him again, and the same fucking thing again, like. And then, luckily enough, the police came in, let them deal with it. But yeah, like, in those kind of situations, fight or flight, my fight will always kick in.
All
always.
we've really learned is that Josh can't punch a man that is heavily,
heavily
drugged and on drugs.
Mate, yeah, fully, yeah. But yeah, that was fucked.
To be honest, in that situation, crazy. I would have gone into the bar, gotten 4 guys to follow me, and then asked the guy to leave with 4 people behind me.
No.
You start doing that, but then if he was, like, to that point, like, that goes out the window. He's got to, like...
Yeah,
he's got to go.
He was gone. Like, he was fucking... Like, he was gone. Like,
there's no reasoning with people basically. Like that. Like, they have to... They've gone past the point of reason. They have to go.
You can't. Straight up. You can't. And,
this is why I biked away from the guy in the street, because I thought he would be like that, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know what people are capable of, so it's one of those ones.
That's exactly it. So... But then, Thomas, have you had any instance like that at your work?
Yes, but I've never been the one working when they've been kicking off. For whatever reason, I'm always quite fortunate that, you know, my shifts are pretty chill. Apart from, it wasn't really my shift, but the only recent thing that happens, our pub's quite quiet anyway. It was the night Newcastle PSG that night. So it was a Wednesday a few weeks ago, in September. Had a game, went with my mates. They were like, "Oh, I'll drop you off. We can go to the pub because it's literally across the road from where you live." And we were sat there. I think someone had died recently, and a lot of his mates knew that he liked to come into the pub. But the kicker is, a lot of them weren't actually allowed in the pub for various reasons. Some were on like a local thing called Pub Watch, so they were known throughout the borough as being people that are not allowed in licensed premises. So a lot of them were smashing up glasses and stuff, and doing all this crazy stuff, and it looked like it wasn't really kicking off, but they were making like a fucking big mess and nuisance. I'd already gone home, but I'd messaged me like, if anything like seriously gets out of hand, I'll come back. But to answer that, nothing's really happened when I've been at work. I've had people threaten me. I've had people say, "Oh, I'm gonna get like 50 travelers, 50 travelers. He thinks he needs 50 travelers to take out one guy." I felt complimented. I was just like, okay, bring them. The doors will be open. We're open till 11. If you want to come down in the next hour, like, do it. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Like, I've had, you get your fair share of like threats and shit like that. But like, in terms of any like actual like fights or like real altercations at work, nah, don't really get any. And then like, just from childhood, I didn't really get any anyway, because as a kid, when I was like a lot slimmer and was able to run, it was easier to run. And it was actually more fun to run, because it's like, no matter what you guys do, you lot will never actually catch me. So like that for me trumped any thoughts of, you know what, I reckon I could take him, but it's just funnier to run, isn't it? Not that I'm scared of him, it's just like, it's funnier watching them just be like left in the dust. It's like, see you later. But no, I hit someone with a shoe once. Like, that got like, it was in like the playground, but it was with like, kickers. Like,
man got his sliders off.
No, I don't know what happened. We were playing football. He was like squaring up to me. I think I took my kicker off and just like, this was like, what time was this? I'm trying to think what time school started. 8:30. This must have been at like 8 a.m. or something. We'd come to school a bit earlier to play football, and I can't even remember how it happened. But like, things just went left, and I took a kicker off and just like whacked him with a kicker, and then just got called into the
like a nun.
Just got called into the office, and it was just like. Basically, it was just like, why did you do that? It was just like, I don't actually know. I think that's what I said. I'm like, I don't actually know, miss. I don't know why this happened, but I am very sorry. Like, it don't sound genuine now, but at the time, I was genuinely very sorry, because I'm just like, I don't know what came over me, because like, I wasn't a bad kid or anything. That's why. That's why the question was just like, why did you do that? Not like, oh, I see you've done, like, they weren't like, like the aggressor in this sense or anything.
He channeled his inner Nigerian parent.
Yeah.
Got his slippers off, ready to hit him on the back of the leg.
They just wanted to know what happened, so it was just like, why did you do that? Because it's like, that's not like you. And I'm just like, miss, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know why this has happened. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not a violent person, but like, no one's really pushed me to the point where I need to like fucking twat them with a kicker anymore, so it's fine.
It's funny. So Jay in the chat asked ages ago for you, Oscar. He said, hypothetically, would you have pepper sprayed a high man whose girlfriend came to you asking to stay with you, but you awkwardly declined and decided to walk her home instead? So if push came to shove, would you have got the pepper spray out and just...
Okay, so option number one is always to flee. If this guy started like chasing me, maybe I would pepper spray him, but it's to be avoided. If possible,
because it's a last resort.
Yeah, because it stings for like 2 days afterwards. Like if you can avoid it.
But let's say for this instance, right? In this instance, hypothetically, you didn't have your bike, you were on foot, right? It's like 4 a.m. So you're kind of getting tired. So running, probably isn't your best option at this point. Like, are you fucking with it out doing him?
If he made me uncomfortable, then yes, I probably would have.
There you go. Yeah, fair play, man. That makes sense. Good. Sorry, I'm just
But I have to say, I've never actually used the pepper spray before, so like I say that, but
And then Crocodile followed it up in chat saying, "You should have pepper sprayed her instead."
My God.
Catch her lacking, innit? Catch her lacking.
Because then he'd have to like take care of her, I guess, and that's.
what was the old saying?
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind, and like you're gone, you're fucking long gone. Like that didn't happen, so I don't know.
Not my
Don't know what it is.
Not my circus.
Yeah,
Not my
yeah,
monkeys. Fuck them off.
yeah.
We're gone.
Sorry, I've just catched up on the chat. There's some funny ones in here. Brown Baller said, "Oh God." Brown Baller said, "Who hasn't put an AirPod in that hasn't been dropped in the toilet once or twice?" I can say I've never done that.
I've never. My mate's done
never
that.
done that
My mate's
either.
done that before. He's like, look, the
Oh,
funniest thing is like
that's horrible.
he lost his AirPod at Cineworld, and obviously you know how you can track your Apple devices. He was tracking it, and it was still at Cineworld, so it wasn't in the theater or anything, or just in like a corridor or even in a bin. It was actually in the shitter.
Oh man.
He got a new pair though, but like.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
thank fuck for that.
Brown Baller also wants to know. Go on, sorry, Oscar.
I used to, before I was super into Pogo, I used to be super into the gym. I would work out like 5 or 6 times a week, actually. And one time I did drop my phone, like, in the toilet.
Right.
My phone's different though. Like phone, that's like.
No, you see, I don't know, because if there's piss
I mean,
or there's shit in there, I'm sorry, mate, the phone's gone. As far as I'm concerned, it's gone. It's fucking staying there.
Watch that and it's alright.
I don't remember the specifics, but I think there were some things in there. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's gone, mate. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a phone anymore. Like,
got insurance.
yeah, you're good, Arthur. You got insurance, right? Like, phone the shit that's cool.
Just
Bring
get
up.
your phone.
just
I've got my
claim the
phone here.
insurance,
Just gonna like take a fat dump on
Yeah.
my phone. It's fine. I've got insurance. So hold that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, problem? Oh, well, there appears to be semen on my phone.
You should
Yeah,
have
it's
done
like-
that. You should have just like fucking put your phone down your balls and just been like, come and get
funny.
it.
Oh God.
You might get some
God.
as well.
Yeah. Imagine I bring it in to the store and it's like dripping with like.
Yeah, they
Just
just
like, excuse me.
They just unlock it. They unlock
Hold
it.
the phone like this by the corner.
Yeah.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
there's something wrong with this.
They just they're like, can you unlock the phone? You unlock it and it's just like boom, bish, boom, boom, pew,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah, it like it drips on their fancy carpet, you know, like.
dirty bastard.
Oh, that's
Brown
funny,
Baller
man.
wanted to know, Josh, if the guy that had the needle out in the pub, like the bloody needle, did he have his pants down? Because you said he was in the toilet.
No, he
So he
didn't.
didn't have his wood
No,
out. When he was...
no, because listen.
not his proudest wank. He's there like.
No, because
yeah.
no. Lucky enough, he didn't. Because if he did, then yeah, I probably wouldn't have hit him. To be honest, like I don't, and especially if I'm choking him out, right? Because to choke them out, you have to get him from behind, and like if he's got his bare fucking arse cheeks out,
I'm thinking like you choke him out. What if you choke him out and he likes it? You just got a.
And he's like, oh yeah, harder than it, and I'm like, oh god, no.
He's got a semi on. It's just like, oh no. What
Oh,
You start choking him, and you notice that like it, you know, it's like
rising. It's like, oh, you're the manager
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Oh god, no wonder you're so.
God.
Quack said you were worried about getting hard yourself.
Yeah.
It's complimenting you, saying you have like soft hands, like
So Daddy, this is
Soft
nice.
paws. Yeah, he said he's punched him. He was kind of like this, like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
His face.
that is so gross,
Got
man.
soft cheeks.
Oh, that is fucking grim. I always about with you fucking man. Oh, the chat is wilding, man. The chat is fucking wilding.
Yeah.
Brown Ball also was it heroin? Yes. So when the police turned up and arrested him, he had like this kind of like bag that you would get from like a suit shop.
Fucking bag.
So like two like drawstrings either side.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was basically just fucking full of heroin and needles. This fucking bag this guy fucking had on him. Yeah, it was fucking wild, to be honest. Yeah, that's fucking funny.
It just goes to show how crazy these guys are, because they're always broke usually, and he lost all of his equipment, you know, doing this, and he didn't even consider that like it would cost him a fortune to like replace all of his stuff, like.
I don't know, but these crackheads, man, they live in a different fucking world than we do.
They're a different breed. They're not. I'm convinced they're not human. Like they don't eat the same food we eat and like drink the same stuff we drink.
We're
They're
eating
just
fucking
different.
Popeye spinach. That's what they're doing, man. They're fucking getting fucking jacked.
They're built
Oh,
different.
that's fucking weird, man. But anyway, that's enough with the weird fucking fine talk. So
can I go to the bathroom for 2 minutes and then just come back? Is that
yeah,
Oh,
go.
he can't
Go
cope,
for it.
chat. He's
All
got,
right,
he's
I'll be
got to
back.
sort himself
Yeah.
out.
He's walking away like this.
Yeah, guys, I just need a little quick, just
yeah.
be back.
Pick me up. I'm
Listen,
gonna quickly grab a beer, actually.
If it's half an hour, oh look, they're both going, guys. Look at them. Dirty fucking
yeah,
certified.
we're both just strapping up.
Guys, I actually really need the toilet as well, but I got to watch chat. British Crackheads are something different. Yeah, 100% agree. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're a different species. Like I said before, they are like no shame. They are shameless. You know, they are brave as anything. Everybody scatter. Yeah, everybody Scatterbug. They've just left me. I'm just gonna look at their backdrops. What's that on Oscar's shelf?
Stop your backdrop. How about
Suck your margin. I'm looking at Oscar's backdrop. What's that? Little Kama Sutra.
What?
The book. He said he reads. I'm trying to work out what book it is.
that? Mate, okay, so I'm just reading in chat. So, as I mute you, I said British Crackheads are something different.
They are, like, they're shameless,
so
they
true,
are
man.
brave. I'm telling you, it's like compound,
The
like
fucking
they're
ninnies,
all on
man.
like compound V. Like they're all like souped up and ready for war.
Yeah, they are. What the problem is as well, especially with the Crackheads, is most of them don't have anything to lose.
No, that's saying brave. Like nothing to lose. You know, no home to go to because most of them obviously are homeless.
No, but this is the thing. So for them, especially if they're trying to, okay, so if they're trying to rob you, they're either gonna they're gonna get like a phone and a wallet, or B, they're gonna get arrested and go to jail and have a roof over their head for a few nights.
Yeah.
So it's like 50-50,
There's
you know?
There's nothing really for them to lose in any situation that they put themselves in.
But Thomas, man, I don't know, man. This is starting to sound like we need to get like a spa, booked in, as in like in a gym spa, not like we're gonna have like cucumbers on our eyes.
Yeah, man.
Spa, you know.
Hold on, I've got mine sorted right here. One sec. They're not quite cucumbers, but man said a spa. When I think of spa, I think of the garage. One sec, we got ours.
You're an odd job, man.
Sorted,
yeah. So Oscar, some people are asking, what's the book in the background?
The book in the back? I'm sorry. Wait, what? This?
No. Literally behind you. As in, literally behind you. Yeah. Right
there. This is like. Okay, I'm in the guest room, which is also like my grandmother's room. My grandmother is a posh 90-year-old British woman called Shirley. And
she sounds nice.
Okay, so this makes it funny. So Thomas's guess was that it was a Kama Sutra. So it's probably not one of those, I'm imagining.
No, it's Helena.
Don't rule it out. Never say never.
Helena Rubinstein Madam's Collection. I don't know what Madam's Collection is. I do not own this book. And then
his nan's book.
Please, man.
Yeah.
I think there's a history book about the turn of the century. Yeah, I don't know. I read,
anyway,
but not this stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, swiftly moving on. So the last thing we got to talk about is your travels for Pogo, because you've been to a lot of the in-person events, right?
Yeah, since 2022, I've been to.
Yeah.
Most.
So which events have you been to first of all, like international?
First one I went to was Berlin in 2022.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's my first event, and I think you were there, but I didn't actually see you there.
No, but I was there, and Nitric and Three Eyed went off to meet you.
Yeah, that's right. I met them. That was like that was such a weird moment. That's a fond memory of mine. Like, dude, I had played all day. In the scorching heat, I was like sunburned, dead. I was running on no sleep, and we got back from this restaurant at like 11 p.m. And then, instead of going to bed, I decided I was gonna speed walk for 40 minutes through Berlin to meet Potchkey to do a lucky trade. And so it was really weird because like I don't know Berlin. but all of a sudden I'm like navigating through Berlin. I'm looking at Potchki's live location. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of surreal actually. And then when I meet Potchki, he rolls up with Nitric and 3-Eyed Dodrio. And I'd been following Nitric for a long time, so it was cool to like finally chat with him, and
Yeah.
that was
So
cool.
fun fact: me and Sean are actually really good friends. I haven't spoken to him in a while because he doesn't really play as much anymore.
Yeah, he's just kind of retired, sadly.
Yeah. I remember the first time me and Jake Clark ever met him was Gibble Community Day, and this was at the time where he had a lot surrounding his name where people were accusing him of cheating, right? Because of how fucking insane his fucking numbers were going up, and so at the time, me and Jake were like probably, not to big myself up, we were probably the biggest raiders in England at that time. And so we were just like, fuck it, right? We're gonna shoot him a DM, and see if he wants to come play Community Day with us. And he said, yeah, agreed. And this was when no one knew what he looked like, anything like that. And so and then so when he agreed, we were basically like, okay, so we're gonna see if if he does cheat or not, basically. And so this was when community days was 6 hours.
I remember that.
And
that was a good day.
I got sunburnt to shit that day, and then got really fucking drunk after. And I remember the three of us walking together, and me and Jake were kind of like half-arsing it because we were more concentrating on him. And and within like half an hour, we were like, nah, this guy does not cheat. Just the way he plays is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
If I'm being honest with you, that's not really enough to assess if a person is cheating or not. Like, in my personal opinion, definitely Sean is legit. But I can tell you, like, no. Like, if someone's really crazy and they want to maintain a reputation seeming legit, but they're not. They also know this. Like, they also know that you're gonna have eyes on them, and they will play. They'll just play normally for a day.
I mean, to be fair, like, I'm not going to name drop because we're not here for the drama, but I do know I do know some big players in the community that are not legit.
Oof.
Yeah, me too.
By any means, and they're quite credible people in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to name drop because we're not here for that.
If we see a burner Twitter account get set up, right? We know who's behind it. Tagging all the content creators. I'm joking.
And then the really big game changer was, so we were over by the British Museum, and there was a hundo that had got called out, and it was a trek. It was like a good ways away. And this is when, because Nitric only cares about hundos. That's all he wanted.
True.
And I'm not joking you. This kid took off like a fucking whippet. He was gone, like absolutely fucking gone, and it was unbelievable.
As quick as me when my Iceland came earlier.
Mate. So I'm not joking. So there was me, Jake, him, and a few of my locals had joined us, and so we all set off at the same time. And within 30 seconds, he was fucking gone. Absolutely, gone. And then by the time we were like halfway to where the Hondo was, he'd come back to meet us and had already fucking got it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, mate, take up like cross country running or some shit, because that is fucking impressive. Like, he just walking, straight up, like, he turned the fucking burners on and like was gone basically.
When I met him, he seemed like skinny enough to be able to like handle that kind of running.
Yeah, he was a whippet. I mean, to be fair, some would say that me and Jake were like the first like bad influences on him. So we met, did community day, and then me and Jake love to have a drink, love it. So after community day, we're like, right, we're gonna go grab a few beers. Do you want to come with us? And he was like, no, I don't drink. Like, I just drink apple juice. Like, I very, very rarely drink. And like it wasn't until like the 4th time we'd hung out for an event they actually like had a drink with us. And and it came to like the end of the night, and he basically said he basically had said, so in my life I've maybe drank 10 pints, and 6 of those have been with you guys tonight. And we looked at each other and we're like, and we were like, we're such fucking bad people. Like we're such bad influences.
How old is this bloke? When I say bloke, or is he like a kid? Would you say?
No. So he would have been 19 at the time.
Just getting kids drunk in the bar. Is that what you do?
Yeah, but and then during Berlin, so on the same night that you'd met them, so all of our group, we all met at a bar, and it was so fucking random. So like there was me, Vigard, Sean, David, Jake, Silly Plonker, there was so many of us. There were so many fucking people. And it got to like 6:30 a.m. at this bar. And we were looking at like nightclubs to go to. And I remember like I was fucking levered at this point. I remember out loud saying, "What the fuck are we doing? It's 6:30. We're not finding a fucking nightclub to go to at 6:30." I was like, "I'm going to fucking bed, man."
At the time, it's a good idea. I see a picture. I see a video on like TikTok the other day where it was like someone was recording this girl coming in with a bottle at like 7 a.m. being like, "We're doing shots," and everyone was in bed. It was like a uni accommodation sort of thing. Yeah. They were just like, no, we're going to bed, and she's there like, "But shots!" It's like, nah, that's not normal. I swear.
But to be fair,
you know what this is making me think about?
Go on.
You guys heard about the new beers they're making with amaranth?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, I have heard.
Heard about that?
Yes, I have heard.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's made with a bathwater or some shit.
No, it's like
worse.
Oh no, it's made with the yeast, right?
Yeah. Yeast, yeah.
Mate, some people are just down bad, man. Some people are down bad.
I just had an idea. I mean, it's not my podcast; it's you guys' podcast. But you guys should have a wager.
Fuck it, I'll place the order right now. Hold that.
And whoever loses has to drink the amaranth.
I swear,
vaginal yeast brewski.
They're trying to get us drinking breasticle milk and breasticle beers.
I don't know. But then,
I'm just saying. I think it's a good idea.
I don't know. Well, there we go. So Thomas, the wager can be whoever loses in the spa has to fucking.
What do you mean? It's a spa. Like how do you lose in a spa? Like I swear, like you just.
No. You have people there, don't you?
Yeah, but how do you lose in a spa? If you're just sparring, it's like it's practicing, right? You're just training.
I don't know. I think. Listen, it's a good idea. Maybe, yeah.
Listen, yeah. 3 p.m. outside the school gates. Any school.
Yeah. You want some?
You want some? I smoke. I smoke your jaw.
But then, to be fair, though, Oscar, you're not much of a drinker. I remember you saying.
Not really. No. Yeah. I had a bad experience once, so I don't drink.
Oh, come on, man.
Care to share,
come on, man. Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
It's perfect. We're in the pub now. In the background.
Okay. Here. So when I was 17, drinking in France is different. It's it was different. If you go out with like if a family go out with their kids and the kid is like 12 and you're at a restaurant and the kid's just gonna have a glass of wine, the waiter is just gonna smile and say, "Yeah, sure." Meanwhile, when I'm in America, if you ask for that, it's like no.
Yeah,
that's not how it goes. So basically, it's not hard to get alcohol in France, even if you're not 18. And so when I was 17, I went out with like 4 or 5 friends, and we bought a bottle of rum and a bottle of whiskey. And between the 4 of us, we drank like all of the rum and then half of the whiskey, and then I had a pint of beer afterwards. And this is like, keep in mind, I have like no tolerance.
For 17, that's strong. That is. You're going.
Yeah, it was a lot. And it was really bad. And okay, have you guys ever watched Breaking Bad before?
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember Jesse's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
You remember what happens to her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when she throws up and chokes on the throw up.
Yeah, she overdoses on heroin and she's like completely knocked out and she throws up in her sleep and then she chokes
on
her
it. Yeah, it dies.
Vomit, which is really gross. And what happened to me is I went to sleep that night and I threw up while I was sleeping. But I threw up like...
You were sleeping on your back?
No, I was sleeping on my side,
okay.
So it just went. It went.
Lucky enough.
Fortunately, it went everywhere on my bed. My bed's like whiskey for 2 weeks after that. So now, if I catch like even a whiff of whiskey, I like can't. But the truth is, like, yeah, if I'd been lying in a different position, I could have
game over. Yeah,
I could have drowned in it. And after that, I was like, no, I'm not doing this again.
That's fair. I think the closest I've had to that, the only drink I will outright refuse to drink is Black Sambuca. Hate that. Hate that shit.
Black Sammy's not the one.
Yeah.
I'll drink like the normal Sambuca and like if it's if it's dead, then maybe try a little chili Sambuca and stuff because I don't mind chili. But no, the Black Sambuca it's licoricey. It's like it's not nice.
Yeah, no. The one time I drank Black Sambuca, I got taken home in a cop car for fighting. So after that, I was like, yeah, that is not the drink for me. Like, I'm not drinking that no more.
I don't know who that is to drink for. That's like...
Yeah, that's horrible. But I mean, yeah, that's fair enough because so obviously you briefly came to the social at Barcelona, right? To kind of meet people, but I don't think you went inside, right? I think you kind of just...
I think I mean, I'm good friends with like, it's Not Today and a few of the people that were in there. So I think I went in, like, said hi to a few people, but then to be honest with you, it was so loud in there. And I think after a while I kind of just wanted to like go outside for a bit.
Yeah.
I wanted to like I wanted to do trades with someone outside. And it occurred to me that like if we stayed inside, I wouldn't even be able to hear them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's just go outside.
From videos I saw, it looked rammed. And according to Ben Butterworth in chat, he said he's not drinking after Barca, so must have been good if someone's not drinking.
Dude, honestly, like I feel like for a lot of us, Barcelona was just a glorified piss up for a weekend.
That's all these events are, right?
I do not think I was sober one night at Barcelona, like straight up, and
that sounds like GoFest.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. Yeah, GoFest was messy as fuck. To be fair, because I think I saw you at GoFest London, right? Briefly.
Yeah, we did meet actually on the
yes. I remember, and I met you, and I was fucking steaming. Yeah. I was absolutely steaming. Would it have been?
Sunday night at that club or whatever, it would have been like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude, man. So the big problem with these events is, especially GoFest, I'd helped organise the socials with London's Finest group, blah blah. A lot of the people who came along knew me. So like, I barely bought a drink for myself the whole weekend, and like it got to the point of the nights where I was giving my drinks away because I'm like, I physically can't drink all of this. Like, I can't. Yeah, of course.
Probably, it would have been a bad combination if you had drunk all of the different things.
Well, yeah, I remember now because when I bumped into you in Barcelona, which is when I had first said, like, dude, we want to get you on this podcast that we're doing. And and even then, I was tipsy, but I remember saying to you the first time we met, I was fucking gone. Like I was like so fucking gone. We'd been to the German bar.
I just remember you smiling and saying "nice to meet you," and like that was mainly what I remember.
Yeah. Those events are always just really good, like social aspects, and I feel like. I feel like part of being British is you do enjoy that social aspect of having a drink.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of how me and Thomas like really became friends, right?
Yeah, just getting pissed.
Like, just getting drunk together and just chatting shit, basically.
Because it's like we'd like you speak to people and like you interact them online, Discord and Twitch, and Facebook if you know that close. But then like seeing them in like an actual event or like Go Fest, Safari Zone, whatever, it's just different. Actually being able to put names to faces for some people, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh my god, you're MrAvalanche.
But then the worst part about Barcelona wasn't the being that ridiculously drunk. It was having to play the game, and it was fucking hot in Barcelona, wasn't it? It was fucking.
It was a bit too hot. Yeah.
It was fucking hot, and yeah, and the hangover and that heat being out all day was killer, man.
Yeah.
So bad.
Dude, on Sunday, I just played on a bus all day, and that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
Just avoided
Barcelona
the heat.
Pokemon Go was incredible. Such a good city to play
It was
in.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could play on foot, you could play on a bus.
Yeah,
there were
definitely.
good options. I liked it, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Sorry, we went on a bit of a tangent there. So you did Berlin.
Oh,
2020.
right, yeah. I did Seattle too, same month.
Dude, I'm so jealous. So I'm a big football fan, NFL, and Seattle Seahawks is my team.
Oh, yeah?
So I really wanted to go to Seattle for Go Fest. I couldn't go to the city and not see my team play. Like I feel like that would just be a bit of a waste trip for me. So
if I'm being honest, of all the trips that I've done, Seattle was probably my least favorite one, actually.
Right.
Because the plane ticket was really overpriced to get to Seattle. Like, it was insane. And, we were talking about crackheads. I've never seen more crackheads in any other place than Seattle. Like, the corner of every street, there was a guy or a woman, like, out of their mind. The first night I arrived in Seattle, I ordered a pizza at 1 a.m. and I was standing in the street, waiting for the pizza guy to come. And the things I saw that night were so bad, dude. Like, I saw a woman like stomping up and down this avenue for like 40 minutes, like just screeching. It was so bad, dude. So I also, you could only play one day back then. Like this year, you could play all 3 days if you wanted to. Dude, I spent like a fortune getting to Seattle. Could only play one day. The city had like huge hills everywhere. The park wasn't that good, and yeah, there were crackheads everywhere. So I don't know.
So you did that, and then
Vegas.
this year you did London and
I
Barcelona.
started with Vegas this year.
Oh, you started with Vegas. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
So
that
how
was really
that?
cool. I liked Vegas a lot. Yeah.
Did you do any gambling while you were there?
No. I don't
You're the second person. You are the second guest we've had on here that went to Vegas for that tour. Didn't gamble. How? How did you not get drawn in by the pretty lights and the big
Do you guys know? You guys know CS:GO, Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
Now there are skins in CS:GO.
Yeah.
You can gamble with those skins, or at least you used to. And when I was like 13, I gambled my skins with CS:GO, which is really bad. Like a 13-year-old being able to gamble is bad. And I lost a lot from that. Like I won, but I also lost. And I realized very young that like this is bad. And I've never done any gambling.
You've done some shit, man. Most people don't do the shit you've done until their late 20s. You're out here banging man out in the playground, like after fucking tormenting you for an hour and a half. You're gambling at 13, but you seem to have turned out all right at 22. You've done life backwards.
Yeah, you've done all right, man.
Well, I realized certain things like early, I guess. It reminds me of
that Road to Shore quote. I know we were watching a bit of Road to Shore earlier, where he's just like, I think there's like a Tinder thing. It's like, hello, my name's Harry. I'm like 25 or whatever. Yeah, I've been through some shit as a kid. Like I saw like a dog get run over, and then like watching it like whimpering and stuff. So yeah, I've been through some shit for my age, and that makes me really mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is literally Oscar right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have been through a few things.
Yeah, so dogs through the Vegas trip, like how was it? I bet it must have been amazing though.
I was cool. You guys know Stevo, Flawless Stevo?
Yeah. I think I've
Okay.
been friends with him maybe
Yeah,
2-3
I think
times now.
I believe he was in chat earlier. Well, the
He was
first
here
night
earlier.
I stayed with him, which is very cool. That was the first time I met Stevo, and like he's become like one of my best friends from Twitch. Um, yeah, look, there's a few people from my stream that are like watching right now. Hi guys, by the way, that's Barry. Barry is a big fan of Stevo, and me too, I too. Anyhow, so I stayed at Steve-O's hotel like the first day, and I don't know, that was just really nice. I think some people they appreciate like going to the going to like a venue and there's like 100 people there, but I think what I like the most is when you finally get to spend time with like just one person or two people and like go about, even if you're not talking all the time, just like the experience of
Just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out, and it was really cool too. Hang
Yeah.
out with Steve, and he traded me a hundo that day. That was the first time we did trades. It was like really crazy. I'm pretty into collecting hundos, by the way. He traded me like a hundo Pichu with a party hat, which
Oh,
is
nice. The big one.
the costume Pichus are like insanely
Yeah.
hard to get. So
Right.
I don't know. It was a really good time,
Mm.
and then the next night and the remaining nights, I actually stayed with Liz and Gooba. I think you know Liz. I believe she's in
Oh, I know Liz.
Wafu. Yeah,
Liz is one of the purest souls I've had the
yeah,
pleasure of meeting for this game. She's a
yeah.
diamond.
She's in the chat actually. I believe.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a modern here. Yeah.
She's got a sword.
Yeah. Hey. Oh, damn. Yeah, she is. Okay.
Yeah. They got Liz.
Well, yeah. So it was nice to like spend more time around them. That was cool too.
Yeah.
I met Dom there. He's become a
All
good
right. Yeah.
friend of mine
Yeah.
since. Yeah. And I don't know, it was just fun. Like, people describe Vegas as like Sin City, and it's true that walking the streets, like, I did see a lot of like weird stuff, but then also there were the on Saturday, Niantic messed up and they gave us like an extra 3 hours of playtime. So
Yeah.
Saturday,
Win to win.
I played for 13 hours on that day.
All right.
And I remember like me and Steve were walking at like in this casino at like 9:30 p.m. and we had started at 9 a.m. and I remember we walked through this like fake setup that they'd done in the casino of Italy, and it was like a mini Venice, and there was like a guy in a there was a guy in a boat who was rowing, and there was a couple sitting, and it was just like so surreal to see that inside of a casino after 12 hours of grinding the game. And there's something very like, I don't know what the word is, like romantic or enchanting about that to me. I just thought it was very unique, and
Yeah.
I liked that.
Steve-O said.
Oh, and I got a Shundo in trade that same event.
Nice.
Like
Oh,
I said, that always
standard.
happens
Yeah.
every
Of course.
event.
Yeah.
So-
Apparently, you starved Steve-O. He said you made his words. He made.
Oh
you
shit,
walk
that's right.
for
Oh,
30
hello,
hours
Steve.
straight
Yeah,
with no food. Do you care
yeah,
to comment on that?
yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, and then we went to get burritos eventually to get
Nice.
Eventually.
Chipotle. Yeah.
Eventually. Say, to be fair, Thomas. So hearing the stories of Vegas makes me glad that you and me didn't go.
I don't think
Because
could've
I
done
feel
it,
like,
yeah.
dude, because I feel like we would have just been fucking partying the whole time. I'd have gambled my plane tickets home or some
I would have
shit.
spent money I don't have. It would be like, in the in-betweeners where like they end up like losing. I don't think they gamble it, but like they end up losing their clothes or whatever, and have to start selling their clothes.
Yeah.
Like I have to start like selling my clothes or just walking around like in my fucking boxes. But no, Vegas would be good. I just don't think I was able to go at the time, but I do want to try and go to just anywhere in America, really.
Yeah,
it was a nice trip, and also because it was in February, it only cost a fraction of the price that Seattle cost me.
all right.
I'm not kidding. Seattle was like 3-4 times more expensive, even though it's not that much further away from where I live. Yeah.
I feel like people associate Vegas with being quite expensive.
Yeah, Viva Las Vegas.
Well, I didn't gamble. I just paid for a plane ticket to get there.
I'd have been done for. I'd have seen some
50 quid on green or something, like just.
I'd have seen some flashing lights on the machine, and that's it. Like I'm in. I'm fucking locked in.
I'd look for like someone that works there and just be like, "Oh, you got any 2p machines, like
2p machines, the fucking
machines.
Amusements on the seaside."
Right, I thought I was in Blackpool Pier, like I was in Las Vegas, like.
That's funny, man.
That's fucked.
Yeah, because obviously Vegas was the first time they introduced the catch cards, right, for the raid Pokemon.
That's true. Yeah, you could get Groudon and Kyogre with the background.
Yeah,
that was a cool update.
Yeah, that was cool. But then from what I saw as well, the actual event itself was really good, right?
Okay, well, a lot of people on Saturday had connection issues.
I did.
Like I feel really bad actually. I traveled with Gooba, so a good friend of mine, and Gooba is like one of the most hardcore players I've ever met. But he got so frustrated with not being able to log in that he left the park on Saturday, like halfway through the day. Which, dude, imagine the concept of this. Like, he has almost 2 million catches, came all the way to this place. There was like months of buildup. He left the park. Like, that's how, that's how much he wasn't having it.
Yeah.
So I felt bad for some people.
Yeah.
But
oh shit.
Yeah. So Liz in chat said Vegas day one. Vegas day one was hell on earth. The first half of the day.
Yeah, because basically what happened for me is if I went to one half of the park, I just would lose connection entirely. So I had to avoid half of the park, and I just stayed in one half.
Right.
And the thing is, like, everything was lured up. So even though my loops were only like 30 minutes, it was like, hey, because there were always spawns. And the main thing I really wanted to do was hatch eggs, because you could get Relicanth, Orcal, and Tropius from the eggs.
Yeah.
And I hatched a Hundo, Tropius, and Relicanth, so I was really happy. So I could still grind, but I think a lot of people, they got so angry that like they didn't realize you could still play in half of the park, where some people didn't have the same network provider as me and like literally couldn't play anywhere. For some people, it was a bit of a ripoff.
I heard the worst part of the park was it was really fucking sandy and dusty.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot. Like, Grant and Alex.
Yeah.
Grant, every time I talk to Grant about Vegas, he tells me that he just hated how like he was inhaling dust the whole time. But I don't know. Honestly, that wasn't my experience. I don't know. Like, my shoes got kind of dusty. That was it. Like, I was fine.
Right. Okay. And then from Vegas, where was the next event that you did?
The next event after Vegas would have been London.
Oh, yes.
I thought London was a vibe because London finally got the half and half treatment, half city, half park, which I thought was fucking amazing. I think it was unfortunate that the city part was infinitely better than the park. I still think the park was good. It was a really nice park as well.
Saturday morning, it chucked it down, and like the afternoon one as well.
Dude, I was blessed. I was with it being in London, I had this big 1,000 IQ idea, and it came to fruition as well. So with a lot of these events, especially in-person events, quite a lot of my locals know that I've been to quite a few of them. Blah blah, etc. And so they said to me, when's the best time to play? So I said, I said Friday afternoon in London, and my thought process was, you play the city in the morning because everyone who is in London on a Friday morning has gone to work.
Yeah.
So right, so it was relatively quiet in the city, and then by the time you go to the park, by the time you finish in the park, everyone's gone home from work, right?
Yeah.
So the trains are dead quiet. Worked perfectly. So we played Friday morning in the city. Streets were fucking empty. It was fucking great. So just grinding, and then jumped
Got
on
the
the
same
train.
ticket as you. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And then the event finished. Everyone had already gone home, like from work, and the train was fucking empty. And then went to the social. Just so happened as well that on the Friday we had the best weather of all 3 days too.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, because I remember the Saturday morning it fucking chucked it down, and it was relentless, wasn't it? Because I think Thomas, you did Saturday in the park, right?
I did the Saturday. I did the afternoon one, or like evening, whatever they were calling it. The one that finished at 7 p.m. That was fucking. It was insane. I was like well equipped and everything, but then like the fucking this rain just weren't letting up, and then like you had the little inside bit where you could go, and there was like mirrors. It was like a little. It was in a little ice habitat or whatever it was.
Oh, it was the ice habitat.
Yeah. People were going in there obviously to take some shelter and whatnot, and then like we're moving all slowly on our phone trying to play, and people were like, "Oh, you can't stand it. You need to move." And then I just remember this bloke saying, "So why the fuck do you have it then? Like, if we can't stay in." Like, he was pissed. Yeah. He was like, "Why do you have it if we can't take shelter in here?"
Yeah, I remember Saturday was like just muddy and wet. Like I remember my friends Barry and Mito Icer in chat. They did not have the loveliest time on that day, and I think Steve-O didn't either.
Afternoon was horrible. Like morning I heard was bad, but then like it like softened it up for like you go there, okay, yeah, you can tell it's been raining and everything, and then literally like it was fine until the moment that the event started, and then it just went bang, chucked it down. People were running under trees, like it was crazy. It was crazy, but the park was alright, I guess.
Yeah, and then obviously after that, then was Barcelona, right? You didn't do.
No, I did New York.
Did New York as well? God damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that in comparison?
Oscar managed those.
New York was cool. It was just like New York was just like so busy, you know. Like I had an amazing experience because I'm good friends with this guy. You've probably heard of him. He's called TRDF 53.
Yeah.
Or Noel. Yeah. And basically, he's a local in New York City. Like he knows that place better than anyone else. Yeah. And I played in a car with him and two other guys from New York also. So like I could not have been with people that knew the area any better than that.
Yeah.
So they just took me to all these hundos. We got the Sigalith, we got the Unknown A, I think I caught like 40 hundos during the whole event. It was insane. Because these guys were just they're elite. Like they just knew exactly what they're doing. And that was amazing. But the one thing I didn't like about New York though is that there were too many people trying to like work out like meetups and stuff, and I just couldn't get back to all of the DMs.
Yeah, it's such a big place, right?
Yeah, I think I was telling you this like before we went live, but sometimes it feels like I'm playing a game of like whack-a-mole with all these DMs where like I open one and in that time like I've received two others, and it was a bit frustrating because like I wanted to get back to everyone but I couldn't, and then some people didn't like that, and but it was still fun.
Because I really wanted to make New York work, so I don't know if he's still in chat, but good friend of mine, Alex, his in-game name is Place with numbers after it. He's a local to New York too.
I know him. I've stayed at Place's apartment before. I know that guy really well.
So he basically said, "Oh, if you want to come over, like you can come, like crash at mine." basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But by the time that came around, like I couldn't justify the flights, like the money for the flights over there.
Yeah.
Sort out cover for work and etc. So yeah, so that didn't happen. But yeah, it looked like a really good event. So
Yeah.
then after that you did Barcelona, right? There was no more after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought Barcelona was fucking amazing, to be honest.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
So I'm glad now they're moving away from park events and to actually exploring cities. I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, Steve-O was saying that in chat, and I kind of agree. Like, I'm not too mad that the park is gone. I mean, okay, I liked London. Like, you spent 1/6 of your time in the park. So at
Yeah.
one point you go to the park, okay, but most of the time you're in the city. I think that's the best way of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and Barcelona was just such a good city to play.
Hmm.
Like it was insane for Pokemon. Like stops galore, spawns galore. The actual city itself is absolutely stunning as well.
So jealous.
And their transport is really well air conditioned, which was an absolute godsend.
I feel like it has to be though.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if it was like Barcelona temperature in like London?
Yeah.
Like, all the time.
So me and my partner, we spent a lot of time on the tram. The tram air conditioning was perfection. It was so fucking cold. It was amazing, and like it would take you like just in and out of the city centre, basically, just back and forth.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. I'm hoping to do. I'm really trying for the Taiwan event in March.
Yeah.
I really want to go. I've got some good friends from Taiwan itself that I really want to catch up with. I haven't seen them in years. What like you hoping to do some international Go Fest next year as well, or?
Well, what I'm hoping, and this is a nice thing to discuss, is that in about 2-3 weeks, they will announce a Suno Tour event.
Yeah,
I'm
they
hoping
should.
that will happen.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it will be. Like, you might think, oh, it'll be in America again, but we've only had it once, so it could be in Europe.
Where would you want it to be? Like, if you had, like, if you could choose, like, if you could, like, if you had a map, throw a data map, like, where would you aim for?
My heart
I'd
says
be
Paris.
down.
Not you, Josh.
I'd be down for it. Okay, honestly, I just want it to be like convenient to get to and not crazily expensive. So as much as I'd like to go to California, that's super far away. So I'd like Amsterdam actually. I've never really been to the Netherlands before, but I'd like to explore that.
I think unfortunately I don't think that will happen, just because of how easy it is to get hold of substances there. I don't think they will.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you have a nice park. Like, I don't know. It's not like the whole country is like.
No. But again, so as we said, they're trying to move away from park events to city events, right?
So they'll want somewhere where it's like a nice city to.
Right. And I kind of feel like you have people walking through the streets of Amsterdam, where, like I said, you can get substances pretty easily. I feel like that's just got to be a massive like insurance fucking risk.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I mean, it's the Netherlands are a first world country. Like, it's not like the ghetto over there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, dude, New York, Randall's Island Park, that was the ghetto. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why they picked Randall's Island.
Yeah.
And Seattle, I told you Seattle was crazy too. Like,
yeah.
I think Amsterdam could work. But if not Amsterdam, then Paris or maybe my city.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like Paris makes a good amount of sense too. Trying to think of any other big.
What if they had it in the neighborhood that you said you wouldn't go back to?
That's impossible.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest. That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be during the day. It would be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping to make Taiwan next year. That's what I really want. Because
honestly, if I were you, I would set my sights on like trying to do a Sinnoh tour if there's one of those, and if not, saving money for a European city safari and wherever Go Fest will be, because we have it confirmed. There will be Go Fest in 2024, and there will be more European city safaris. Like Niantic said that. I didn't say where.
Like I said, for me, I've got some really good friends I've not seen in years from Taiwan. And one of them, really, really close friend to me, actually lives in Tainan City, where the Safari Zone is going to be. The flights aren't too bad. I've already looked; they're about 1,100 there and back, which isn't too bad, purely because I have somewhere that I know I can stay anyway.
Yeah, that helps.
So, like, I'd be happy to do that. To be honest, like, quite lucky living in London is, even if they do safari tours in Europe, they're relatively cheap to get to anyway. So it's not really an issue for me.
Yeah, right, because there's so many flights going out of London. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like for me, Barcelona was a super cheap trip. Really fucking cheap to do. Yeah. It was not expensive at all.
Yeah, for me too. It cost me like 50 euros to go to Barcelona.
Right. Like my flights for me, my partner there and back were less than £100 each.
Yeah,
it's like
that's really nice.
Super fucking cheap, you know. Accommodation was really cheap as well.
The thing I would tell you about Tainan is that so some people I know, they went to Seoul for the city safari.
Right. Yeah.
And some of them said that it didn't really feel like a live event. Which I could understand, because like if you're European and you go to Seoul and you can't speak Korean and everyone is Korean and there's hardly anyone you know that's there, and because it's a city event, everyone's sort of spread out, it might not really feel like it is an event. If you say you have friends there, then that's good. I guess it would be like quality time with your friend. But yeah, I'm kind of skeptical about going to these events in Asia, because I know that like all my European and US friends, like most of them won't get to go.
Yeah.
And I can't speak the language over
there. The language
there,
barrier will be like, as much it would be like you could have a fun time on your own, you know, immersing yourself in the culture. Ultimately, like, I feel for me personally, the best thing with these events is like meeting up with people you may or may not have known already, but like if there is that language barrier, I guess it's like it makes that it does limit that sort of interaction quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, because so there was the rumors, wasn't there? So it was Tainan, and then what was it? Was it Brisbane?
Brisbane and Rio.
See, Rio is one that I would not go to, just because I've heard a lot of stories about the city itself.
The favelas.
Yeah, I feel like that is just not a place. It's very
Rio doesn't seem particularly safe to me. I mean, okay, I'm sure some places are fine, but Brazil is known to be like quite a dangerous country.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if you remember. So, was it what event did they have? Was it the World Cup?
They had the 2016. They had the 2016 World Cup in Rio.
Oh, you mean the Olympics?
Oh no, they had no. To be fair, they had the Olympics in 2016, and I think they definitely had a World Cup or something in Rio around that same sort of time.
They had both.
And I remember it was on the news in England, and it was basically advising British people to not go to this World Cup, because basically, you know, like, it's not fucking safe.
Yeah, World Cup was 2014, and then the Olympics. Rio's. But I think they like to do that though. A lot of countries like to double bid on these big sort of events because they're doing all the redevelopment for the World Cup. They'll have a lot of the venues and stuff for the Olympics. But I heard all sorts of shit that they were getting, like, in terms all sorts of like slave. I don't know if it's exactly slave labor or anything like that, but like the way that they were going about it just wasn't very ethical.
Yeah, I heard some horrible things. I remember a lot of like numbers, and I remember that when they were building this big stadium in Rio, 40 people died in the construction of
I remember that.
the stadium, which is like
insane. Like
yeah.
it's insane. Yeah. I'm hoping to get to at least 2 international events next year. Still need to drag you along, Thomas, to an international event, man.
I'll see if I can make it work on my calendar. For me,
I think you guys.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. I think you guys should try to come to a American Go Fest
I
because
do
that's
want to
always
try
an
to come to an
experience.
American event.
So I've already done an American Go Fest. I did Chicago 2019.
Long time ago then.
Yeah. To be fair, that was pretty intense. I flew out Friday, did Go Fest Saturday, flew home Sunday.
It's too short.
Yeah.
Any event I like to do, I like to either travel, depends on the time and the times and everything. I like to travel on the Thursday to try and get there for to have a decent amount of the Friday. So for whatever meetup they have in the meeting, in the evening, okay, you're there for the meetup, and then obviously you're there until Sunday, which is either for a Play Pokemon Regional, it's the end of the event, or for Safari Zone or a Go Fest, it's the end of the event because some people may play their day on a Sunday. Then you'll have to social in the evening, and I still want to be around for the Monday and be one of the last to leave on a Monday as well, because you'll always get the stragglers that are still there, anyone want to meet up and grab a coffee or grab a beer, and it's I have to leave on a Monday, and I get a Monday off work, so it's why the fuck not?
Okay, but then so this was the crazy thing. So when I did Chicago 2019, I was level 37.
Oh, I remember you saying
in the game.
You were some
scrub,
compared
so
to some of the people.
Yeah, right. So to even fly to Chicago to do a Go Fest at level 37 is fucking crazy anyway, right? Because because this was at the time where I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. All I knew was it was a big fucking event.
Booked a flight. You fully just booked a flight.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. I've still got some of my 2019 Pachirisus from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have unknowns from that?
A good question. Let me check.
Actually, I think I have all of the letters. Wait, do you have question mark unknown from then?
That's a good question.
Level 37, Josh probably deleted it. He's just
I've got the exclamation mark.
Oh, nice.
I remember that. Yeah.
From 2019. Yeah. Don't have the question mark.
No question mark. Okay.
No.
It's funny because one of my friends went to Chicago, and this summer I did some trades with them, and I have a hundo exclamation mark.
Oh, wow, nice.
Unknown that comes from the event you attended. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Everyone in chat trying to say Oscar's trying to poach. Saying Oscar's poaching.
Yeah.
Down, boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Down, boy.
I have one of the most complete unknown collections, actually.
Nice.
There's 28 different unknown. I have 18 of them as hundos. So I'm trying to get them all.
Which ones don't you have?
Yeah.
As hundos.
So all of the letters at the end of the alphabet are very infrequently featured. So W, V, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I need them. J has stayed rare forever too, because I guess it's just not it's been featured during Johto Tour and that's it.
Yeah.
Q is really rare, and then question mark. So yeah, all the ones I need are hard now.
I mean, to be fair, that's the thing with this game
is Unova Tour, because then we'll get U and V at least.
Yeah, but I mean, with this game, nothing stays rare for long, realistically, right?
They have to gradually roll it out.
Some of these unknowns have always been, honestly, unknown has always kind of been rare and always will be, hundo unknown at least.
Yeah.
It's that's why I'm into collecting the unknown.
Do I have any unknowns? I don't think I have any unknowns.
Yeah.
I think I only have one, and that
I actually have
from.
I have 3 Shundo unknown.
Jesus, man.
Luckies or just outright you've caught a Shundo?
Lucky trade, yeah.
That is insane.
I want to spell my name with Shundo unknown one day. It's gonna be a grind, but
yeah,
trying.
Jesus, that is a crazy grind, man. But guys, I think it's time we wrap it up. I've only just realised we've been going for nearly 3 hours now. Like,
yeah, it's been a
this
while.
always happens, Thomas. Always. So me and Thomas have.
Every time.
So literally every time before a podcast, we always have this talk, and we're like, right, it's going to be like an hour. Cool.
No.
And every fucking episode we've done
I
has
feel
been.
like we've not had this talk for ages because now we just accept. Listen, what will be will be.
Yeah, like, and every podcast we've done has been over 2 hours long. Every fucking single one. Like we just, like I said, we just end up just chatting shit and going off on tangents. But yeah, I guess a few things to wrap up. You got anything coming up you want to talk about? Anything going on in your Twitch channels, your socials you're excited for, or?
Oh, a few people in chat have said that I should talk to you about Scatterbug, and I feel kind of bad that I didn't read their comments.
Go on then, hit us.
Okay,
What's the deal with it?
Okay, so do you know how Scatterbug works?
Yep. I do. I think for the sake of maybe our YouTube or Spotify listeners, just give us a quick summary.
Okay, so to catch Scatterbug, you pin a postcard from a person, and if you pin 15 postcards that come from a specific region, like all of the UK's garden, for instance, pin 15 UK gifts, you can catch a garden Scatterbug. And me and my stream, we are a community of scammers. So what we do is
Scammerbug.
Yeah, Scammerbug. So what I do, and the people in my stream too, is we post our friend codes on websites, and then people send us friend requests and we accept them.
I've done this as well.
And they send us a gift. They always send me a gift because I have 2 million catches and my avatar is a girl in game. So they're like, "Oh wow, gamer girl, she's gonna be my girlfriend. I'll send her a gift."
Right?
Yeah. Well, they don't know. And
Delete.
and then
Delete.
Yeah, so they send me a gift, I pin, and then I just delete them. And yeah, I've caught 8,000 Scatterbug.
Nice.
8,000.
Yeah.
Which region is Scatterbug from?
What?
Well, there's 18 different regions.
No. Sorry, Pokédex.
It's Kalos. Yeah.
Well, look.
I've done that before. I've done it on like, it was campfire. I just put my code in like a campfire, and then it just went.
Yeah.
I just fucking.
That works too. That's good strat.
Okay, so I thought I'd done a lot, and I've caught nearly 600.
That's not bad.
I've not done it.
Yeah. Because I got that badge platinum like the same day it came out.
I've binned a load of mine, to be fair. I think I had like mid 400.
So okay, so 8,000 Scatterbugs.
That's a lot.
That is a fucking
a lot of them are from trade too, to be fair.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't think it would be physically possible to get that many in the time it's been out.
Yeah.
It would be actually if I had more free space on my friends list. Basically, like 50 slots of my friends list are dedicated to this. Unfortunately, like I can't just delete. Like I'm just gonna delete my friends to do the scam.
I don't know.
But if I had like 100 space though, I could have a lot more. Because you can go at double speed, you know.
I remember, so especially in our group, in the Waffer group, what we did was we started a spreadsheet, got everyone to fill it in with what region they were, friend codes, and then we were basically saying, oh, if you're from, and then you would, this person, because they're from this region, can you share my code to like your locals, and then get them to add, they would send gift, and vice versa.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm on a race to get a Hundover villain from every different region.
How many do you have?
First, I have 10 out of 18.
10 out of 18. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really hard though, and I have like 6 duplicates. That's the problem. You get duplicates eventually.
And you can't bring yourself to delete them, or have you deleted them?
No, I'm gonna keep them all for collection's sake. Like even if I'm not the first person to reach 18, I'll still always want to be like. I still always want to be the guy with the most Scatterbug caught.
Yeah.
and just be like the Scatterbug guy. And I like walking with it as my buddy too, because it's boring if you have the same buddy every day. But with Scatterbug, it's like 18 different Pokemon that all share the same candy. So I'm trying to get like the most Scatterbug candy, but then I walk different Pokemon every day.
So which one is going to be the hardest to get out of the remaining ones?
Ocean.
Ocean, okay. Yeah, I guess
because
Hawaii.
You need people that live in Pacific Islands. That's the only thing that counts for ocean.
Yeah. I mean, so funny enough, so we had a similar problem when we were building the Waffle group, where we basically try and cover time zones. And trying to find people from certain time zones is just fucking impossible, basically. Like, you can't, because there's not enough population in one time zone to do it. So I guess it's kind of the same thing, right? You have to find players.
There's some places it's a huge struggle. Like for the Sandstorm Scatterbug, I have that Hyundai, fortunately, but it only works if you get people from the Middle East, which is really hard.
Right.
And for Icy Snow, it's hard too, because only people from Finland, Greenland, Alaska, and Antarctica count for Icy Snow.
Yeah.
Alaska, I can't imagine. So. Maybe it's just me. I can't imagine Alaska being that bad. I think because I know a few people that play Pokemon Go from Alaska. Pokieke, isn't he? He's from Alaska. We can.
He is.
He is. Get a million from Pokieke, and then I think my sand most of it comes from like someone in like Jordan. So I don't know anyone else that lives in Jordan.
I don't know if I don't think he friends people that easily, you know.
No, he blocks them. That's why I'm blocked. Pussy.
Blocks them, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is an insane grind, to be fair. Like, because that is tough. Yeah, like, other than that, you got anything coming up you want to, like, talk about? Any, like, challenges on your stream, content, anything like that?
Well, I do stream every day from about okay, you can count on me being live by 10 p.m. Central European time, and I usually stream until a bit after midnight Central European time.
Can we get a shout out in chat for Oscar?
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Yeah, be sure to give him a follow.
So what I do is I just walk in the street and I'm grinding and also just talking about whatever is happening in Pokemon Go. It's a very interactive stream. We never stop chatting. So if you want to, like, I don't know, just come in, literally talk about whatever. We've had streams where, like, we've barely talked about Pogo the whole time, but it's still fun.
We love that.
It's also, like, probably one of the best places on the internet to be if you have questions about Pokemon Go or hardcore Pokemon Go, because I can answer most questions, and if I can't, then, like, other people in chat can. Like, Steve-O is there all the time. Steve-O has, like, 800,000 catches. Like, he knows what he's doing too. So does, like, Dom has, like, a really good memory too. Like,
so
we can always answer your questions. So yeah.
So I actually have a challenge for you, actually.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Jay is still in chat, but he will vouch for this. I want you to try and stream on TikTok and see how long it is before you get fed up of seeing the same questions.
Oh, it's toilet audience. Like,
so Jay the Underdog has started streaming a lot on TikTok as well, and it is a complete different audience, completely fucking different, right? And so funny enough, he's made me a mod in his chat to kind of help control it, because TikTok is like, okay, so Twitch, you have to actively search Pokemon Go, right, to find someone playing Pokemon Go, right? TikTok is just an algorithm, and it will just flick you through it, right?
Yeah.
So and like follow and watch Pokemon Go, know what it is,
so you are seeing the same questions multiple time, and it's, do you have any Shundos? What's your favorite Pokemon? Can I see your legendaries?
What's your
if you fast catch?
Pokemon?
If you fast catch, guaranteed you're getting 10 messages of how how you doing that.
Oh my god, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always get asked that every time.
But yeah, I would be super interested to see you stream on TikTok and
I
see
really
how long
should
it is.
I really should take TikTok more seriously. It's just, I don't know. I think
It's such an
when TikTok,
untapped resource.
when it started out in like 2018, 2019, it was just like teenagers posting videos of themselves dancing,
Yeah.
and I thought it was cringe.
Yeah.
It's a money stream. Like,
But it's
we get revenue from it. Like, we can actually make a serious.
well, actually, that's the thing. Apparently, it's way easier to get viewers on TikTok, but you don't like no one donates on TikTok though,
Yeah.
apparently.
Um.
But one of my friends here, like Cass, he streams on TikTok all the time. He was streaming Comday. He had like 1.3k viewers watching his stream.
Yeah. But I
Which is
think
insane.
I think Cass actually recently followed me on TikTok actually from a J stream. But TikTok is such an underused like platform for Pogo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
literally,
I
so on my TikTok, I post really shit Pogo clips, and I have 5,295 followers from
That's
basically
crazy.
like fuck all. Like there is such an untapped like resource there of people who really don't know anything about Pokemon Go. They literally know nothing, and I'm surprised not as many people have like gotten on it, like because like so especially Jay, because like I talked to him like a decent amount, and he said that it is benefited his Twitch streams. So he normally does a Twitch stream and then will go on to TikTok to finish like a little nighttime grind or to use his daily pass. And yeah, like he says he's picked up a lot of extra viewers from it. Which is like really fucking interesting.
Really need to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd definitely be interested in seeing that.
Like what's happened with me is like, I have like an audience on Twitch, which I'm very grateful for. But I'm worried that if I were to start streaming on TikTok, then I have to like restart, and like.
Yeah, but I feel like that's part of the challenge, though, right?
I guess.
It's a new platform, like you're basically a new account.
Yeah, and from chatting with you, you're very much about the stats and grind. So I don't know. I feel like that could open a new avenue of the grind for you.
Yeah, I should try, honestly.
And to be fair, honestly, with TikTok, it's a lot less demanding in terms of interacting. Which is, so even if you want to go on and not fucking say a fucking word, people will still join and watch. Like, it's really fucking weird because of the algorithms and stuff like that. It's really interesting.
We just see him live on TikTok and we just see him dancing now. He's going to be doing like
he's like, just see Oscar flopping like on TikTok. Yeah,
honestly, I really need to try and take TikTok more seriously. I keep like procrastinating it because it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Like I'm only 22, but TikTok feels like a young person thing.
Yeah,
but like,
I feel the same.
Yeah. Right. I think we're gonna call it that. So the last question for you is: we need you to nominate someone you want us to invite on next.
Okay. So I thought about it, and
no. Sorry, I've just seen what Thomas has just picked up. So,
can you stop cutting off our guest, please? Oscar, please continue.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
Okay, so I was thinking about it, and I think it would be a good idea to nominate Ski Man Dan. Actually,
my good friend Dan. Yeah, he would be good
because he is a fellow grinder friend of mine. Lives in the UK. And I think you guys, know each other and get along. So
I know Dan.
I feel like I think he could be a fun guest. He's quite busy with like work and stuff, but I'm sure, hopefully you guys could find a time. Yeah. And
go on, Thomas, do it.
Ski Man,
I know you want to.
We booze you. Oh shit.
He'd love doing that. But Oscar, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for taking time out your day.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you. Yeah, maybe in like, I don't know, a few months, whatever, we can do it again.
Run it back. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Run it back. We'll definitely do something.
Season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you've been watching this live, thank you very much for tuning in, interacting with us. You know, we love that. If you watched on YouTube, Spotify, shout out to you guys. You know, be sure to come through to the Twitch streams. Follow us. Thomas, any closing words?
Next episode for us, looking like it's going to be on the 17th of this month, so 17th of November, 9 p.m. UK time, usual time. We may or may not have a special guest. It depends if certain people that I will not name reply to DMs, because yeah, I don't like being in the message requests. I don't think anyone likes being there. But anyway, if we're not, then we'll definitely have a special guest episode afterwards, whenever that may be. But guys, again, like Josh said, if you are listening back on TikTok, you know, we really do appreciate you guys. If you're watching on YouTube now, hit a like, subscribe, all of the good stuff. And if you're watching on Twitch, you know, great, because you're here now. And I say we're gonna round this one up. So Josh, it's time for us to kick Oscar out.
Certainly is.
You're barred.
Oscar,
Oscar,
you are barred.
You're barred.
Time for you to leave the pub, my friend. Guys, thank you very much. Take care. Peace and love. All that good stuff.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, time to head out. Peace out, man.